2 weeks leading into the major, this is where they get those final notes to be able to improve and change anything to create a miracle out in Austin. And here we are live into the pistol round. It's Team Liquid starting on the T side, plenty of utility, fast-paced out middle.
We don't know what to expect, but let's just enjoy the show. As Ultimate gets in towards the red room, Karrigan going to take a few steps back. He sees the pressure coming through that smoke and knows they're going to keep it up. Ultimate just running him down. Karrigan gone. Elige unable to step up. It's going to be Frozen instead, taking that headshot to respond.
They're kind of stuck in CT spawn, though. They got to get moving forward into the bomb site. Elige holding him at bay. They're going to get pinched at any moment. Big kill from Nertz.
Eventually taken down. Frozen at the big box, not able to wrap up Nav. And so Nertz gets that plant in. We've got Simple and Skulls coming back in on this, trying to deny that plant. But Nertz is going to move away, get behind cover, and realize this is still a minute 15 left, but then he swings into the open. Simple offers up one kill. And is there anything else for Simple on the Julies? If he can take down Shuei, it is just Naf, low in HP around the corner, and should be comfortable enough to close this one out. Simple looking for it, but he goes down, and it's going to be Skulls to step up.
Yeah, beautiful shot from Skulls. Nice trade. And Nertz might want that swing back. He's probably trying to communicate something really, really quickly and getting everyone on the same page at that moment, and it just wasn't there. It looks like just an isolated swing. Shuei swings behind the box. Simple's able to isolate it. A really tough affair and good composure from Simple. Keeping the bomb pinned down in the site for Skulls to take them down. 1-0.
I finally can say it too.
Team Liquid responding with a buy. They're going to come out with Tech 9s, a Deagle. See if they can respond to the pistol round lost straight away.
All right, a little bit of an elbow spotted by Ultimate, so he's going to back off now. Very cautious to start this round, although Liquid has moved out middle. Going to turn the corner towards Donut. It's Elige to defend, and he's going to swing with the smoke, grabs two, runs out of bullets, gets safety. The safety that Frozen provides. And this round is nice and easy for FaZe.
It's got to feel pretty good, though, in terms of, you know, you've had, the last few events have been really rough for FaZe, right? You're just seeing all of these sort of emo tweets coming after the events, right? Going to be in a really negative mindset. This isn't a move that you're 100% backing. You know it's a Hail Mary play. That's the way it's been called. And you've got no rain here. You've got Skulls coming in. So you know you've got two stand-ins. But in a way, that does take off the pressure, right? It creates a new environment at least, and it might be that reset button they need for the mood inside the camp for FaZe.
Certainly for this tournament here at Dallas, that's kind of going to be the philosophy, and it's part of the reason why I think the Skulls as a stand-in is so intriguing, because we've seen him now get a shot in Liquid, we saw him get a shot in Furia. Both of those fell flat, didn't quite meet expectations, didn't quite meet up to the potential that we've kind of laid on his shoulders by what his skill set shows that he can be. I think coming into a team like this, Karrigan is going to give you a lot of freedom at this moment. Especially here in Dallas, to just play your own game. I think Skulls, his biggest issue, he's got such good skills and talent, but I think he struggles sometimes to know what play is best to make for him to provide impact for his team. And I think he's going to have a lot of freedom here to just go for those plays without having to think too much about it.
It'll be interesting to see if Karrigan can get the best out of Skulls at this event. Simple. Looking to try and get the ball rolling early, gets his head torn off by twists.
It's a good kills with the Deagle. One more, and you've kind of turned the corner economically to where this is a nice round for Team Liquid. So dangerous-ish position for FaZe. Round seems firmly in their control, but any more death's going to be costly moving into the gun rounds coming next. One more smoke for the top of B ramp, so this will get stalled out even longer. Liquid sad as they have to wait behind it.
Twist going for just a random shot through the smoke, hoping he can pick something up, but nothing like that coming his way. 55 seconds, plenty of time.
If you want to talk about this move as well, you can understand why it's made. You talked about some of the struggles and some of like the emo tweets that have been coming out. It's been 3 months since FaZe has beat a top 10 team. The last time they beat a top 10 team was February 16th. That's back at PGL Cluj-Napoca. That was Mal's in a victory there. Since then, we've seen FaZe go from the most exciting team of all time in Counter-Strike, an incredible dominance, an incredible core that can keep their run going as long as possible, to now a team that struggles to compete with the top 10, which is a crazy drop-off, which motivates this need to go into play and put your hopes on Simple.
Oh, another deal shot, and Elige is also low, so Twist brings him down, and then suddenly
ay, ba't nag-nice one ako kay Twist, eh, naka-pace ako.
Frozen 1v3.
Pace kasi dati si Twist,
not expected to go in the way of Liquid, but they find a way through to B. This is going to be a tough one. What a shot
Pero simple
That is
POV tayo.
ridiculous response
Tama kaya.
from
Ay,
Team Liquid. They get
Discord
paused
pa
out
kami.
behind
Punta
the
ka na lang dito
smokes.
sa
They
HQ.
just wait it out.
Neil.
They go into the B bomb
Sinil.
site and they land all the shots
Sama
required.
daw.
Yeah, Twist had 2 nasty shots in that round, gets 3 kills overall.
Tagay-tagay ka lang
Really,
naman eh.
Shuhei in the 3v3, just sliding forward to provide the opening kill into the B bomb site. Yeah, that one's nice on Simple. Cleans up the low
Simple
HP player,
POV.
but this one
Let's
is hot.
go.
What a round.
Yeah, frustrating round to lose that for Liquid.
Kainis
For rather FaZe, who could have kept it so clean. 3-0 was teed right up for them, but Team Liquid bouncing back. They can have an AK over in the hands of a couple players now as well, and that's a scary situation, but one of them's gone already. Karrigan winning the fight against Twists.
Yeah, with an MP9, not even taking any damage, so Shuhei steps up next, takes a dink, but happy for the 4-on-4. Elige, the one to go through jump up, clear out towards Cave, then Jaguar.
Layo yun. Lapit
And
lang,
now
isang
man
sakay
in
lang.
position that Karrigan's death
Ay, naglag yung face it ko.
abdicated, so for
Galing
Liquid, it's fallen all the way back. Happy with the
Kasi
kill,
pwede
happy with
yan
the
eh.
presence towards
Ibak
B
to
lane,
eh.
happy to deny information, and now moving around the map.
Ay,
You can
gago,
see
nagdami
Nerds
yung
over
ano ko.
towards the 8-bomb site, already making
Hindi
his
yung mismo
play, doing it a
browser.
step ahead of the rest of his team, so he can call them over with information.
Close. Taboy si Simple, okay na yun.
This is going to keep going as well. Nerds very comfortable to take the space around the back. Frozen going to have a peek now, instantly landing the dink onto Nerds, but not taking the kill.
Ha?
Yeah, smart play from Nerds as well,
Parlay
just predicting a
namin,
follow-up
parlay ko
off
din
that
yun.
dink. Molotov misses,
2-0
it,
dito.
smoke comes in, good
Base.
spray.
Bayan,
That's the
patay na
bomb
si
site opened
Simple.
up, but still 2 to find.
Yeah, well, the mid-fight's so important here. Lige needs to pick them up, and Shuhei going down to elbow
Tandaan.
opens up an opportunity. Nerds is so low on health, still inside of the site, and they'll drop back. One player into the boost, one to A main. But look how far away Skulls is, and they don't have a kid. So this is not going to be a round that Team Liquid attempt, and we are looking at FaZe.
That FaZe attempt.
Rather, FaZe. It's so hard with
Lalo akong pinipindot, di ba?
You just see a Elige and you
Yeah.
going for Team Liquid.
It's all the history between all these players. And
Matik yan sa,
organizations,
ano,
almost,
magpupunta sa
impossible
may
to
main
keep
ano.
track of it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though, like, kind of looking into that. All
Mismo
the history
English.
between these
So many
players.
former teammates.
Mega bang. Mega
How
bang.
many roads have been traveled together as players throughout
Aray
different stages
ko.
of their careers? You know, we're talking almost 10 years ago, where Simple was playing in the Liquid team. It was in 2016, right? So it's
Mapa
like
to.
it's crazy to think of all the sort of
Mapa to.
back and forth that we've had over the years between these players.
Yeah, the shared history. Twist stepping into Team Liquid back in 2017 to join Elige and Naf there as teammates and learn a lot from them over the years. Go on to win the Grand Slam, most successful North American team. Now, enemies heading into Austin as the
Liquid
major
pick
returns to North
ancient.
America. And for now, with the acquisition, the recent acquisition of Shuhei as the IGL, they too looking at this like final chance to get some notes.
Yeah.
We haven't had a whole lot of time to
Wala eh.
build the deep
Mga anak kasi yung
playbook.
asawa,
We got a
ano.
couple weeks left after this, so let's see what
CS
we're
pa
working
rin,
with
mga
at
anak
this
na
very
asawa
moment.
mo. Tama.
FaZe have spoken about the boot camp they have planned after this event as well. They've got the old complexity facility up in Arlington.
Now
that they
the
can go to.
FaZe facility, I
Now
guess
the-
we'd call it,
yeah.
with the acquisition.
So they now have access to that facility
Uy!
in Arlington, so that's not too far of a drive
oh.
away after this event to really get in shape going into the major in Austin.
Galing mo.
Ooh. Oh, he wants that ace.
Ay, ace oh. Ace to twist.
Gonna give it up.
Kaso 2 HP.
That's the discipline.
Kaso 1 HP lang din oh.
I
Si
know I'd
ano.
be going for it, but
That's well, it's
What
a
was
2
it?
HP.
fair enough.
Yeah,
Hey,
let's
let's Shuhei take that final kill.
Look at all those rocks.
So much aura, you know who it is without even seeing who's sitting
So
at the
many
desk.
cool colors.
Ay,
Neo
maganda oh.
pacing behind the boys.
Eh,
heading into
for
this gun
A1S
round.
na
Round
haul.
6.
You're legit.
No op yet on the board for either side.
Easy,
Simple
I'm
on the
on it.
MP9
Huh?
Ultimates. The offer for Team Liquid on the AK-47 still. As Liquid's rattled off 3 in a row after winning a
Crap
3-round
lang,
Deagle buy.
Here comes Shuhei on the charge out into middle. It's going to be Frozen to go down first. So Team Liquid have the opening maneuver followed up by Twists.
That's beautiful. And, you know, a lot of the conversation after the Twist
Well, si
IGL was
Twist,
what's
dating
Twist going
Twist
to look
naman
like
to si
stepping
Twist,
away
Twist,
from that
ah.
responsibility. Shuhei comes in as a space-taking
2-0
in-game
pa.
leader.
2-0
He
pa.
plays from the front when he's calling his tactics. He takes 20% of the opening duel, so he likes to get stuck into the action for Team Liquid.
Ako
And him
dito
and
ngayon.
Twist have just cracked
Kailangan
open this
pala
whole
eh,
map.
ano
So
to.
FaZe will work themselves into a save scenario. Nerds watching for those pushes to be able to cut that off. But the round is won from Liquid over at the A-bomb site.
Yeah, round's pretty much done before it really even got started. Nerds
Yung
still
bago.
going to the smoke. There's a free kill for Simple and
Man!
AK-47.
Simple pa rin mga tanga. Ay, sorry.
Yeah, not your favorite thing to give away. Nerds trying to get sneaky and take some guns out at the very end. There might be some losses sustained from Liquid on this exit.
Di ko na
Looks like
nilagay,
they have an
Luka.
idea.
Talo naman
Liquid,
nga yung Lakers na yun eh.
a feeling that they want to go for the hunt, but Ultimate's been called off.
Di,
So from here, 4-2.
Luka
The
nanonood
lead
eh.
grows. Alige finds a duel against Snaf. Doesn't want it. Prioritizes the M4. Now Liquid throwing that number on the scoreboard.
Ancient, Inferno, Mirage. Lagay ko na nga. Ano to ni Luka eh.
Oh, Colin Fnatic strats in 2025. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Well, Shuei thinking they're going to repeat what they've already put down on the server.
Yeah, it's a glimpse into the mind games between the IGLs, isn't it, as we get into this first time out. It's just understanding what both teams have in their pocket, what they've got in their playbook, when they like to bring it out, and just having that sense, that feel from practicing, from playing against them so many times over the years of getting that vibe of what Kerrigan likes to do, of where he's going to take things on this CT side Ancient. And it's especially hard to do if you're Shuei and Team Liquid right now, considering the double stand-in situation. So as much as we talk about what guys like Skulls and Simple can bring, we also know that it brings the unknown to their opposition. So there is a little bit of an X factor in that one. So Shuei's trying to piece it together through this timeout. And FaZe looking to rebound after taking 4 straight losses here on Ancient after a pistol round victory.
Posting eh.
Tech issue early on. Neo having a
Lukang
conversation
Tagalog.
with the referees, the admins.
No, di malala si Kerrigan boy.
One that takes
A terrible amount of time.
Mas
but it's
malala yung
all right.
Lakers.
We're in Dallas again.
Lakers
And
in
Dallas
8.
Dallas has been a party every year we've been here.
Dude,
Lakers in Bora
every
pala,
single time
Lakers
we
in
come with
Bora.
some sort of exciting storyline.
And sama-sama
Last
sila
year,
dun.
obviously, it was the
Denver.
G-Stu storyline.
G-Stu, yep.
That's why I kind of bought into the Simple idea, you know? It's like Dallas has always got some magic going on. So I'm like,
Sa
all
Boracay
right,
na rin
this
si
is it.
Kerry.
Okay.
This
Wala
is how
na.
it's going to go down. Simple's going to make it. But so far, not so
Boracay
good
Cup.
to kick this map off. But they're just getting warmed up, Jason.
Yeah, it just started first map and first map of the series
First
as well.
official as well. And you're playing with 2 standards.
Kerrigan,
You know, if you're
Illich,
coming with
Raid,
one, if it's
Simple.
just Simple,
Tatanggalin mo si
fair enough.
Frozen.
You've also had the
Tanga ka rin
added
ata. Ay, sorry,
skulls.
sorry.
But if there is an in-game leader that I trust to figure it out quickly, it's Kerrigan.
Yeah, I mean, it puts more responsibility on his
Tanggalin
shoulders.
si Frozen.
Kerrigan probably comes into the
Grabe
match,
yung impact ni
this match
Frozen.
thinking, you know,
Volleyball wala.
it'd be interesting to talk to
Volleyball.
him. You're one of 2 ways, right? You either come into this match and say, you know what, we got 2 standards. This is basically a full-blown pug. I'm going to put way more focus into fragging and creating opportunities and creating things on the map. The other one is to say, it's a full-blown pug. The only way we're going to win this is if I just focus everything on keeping the
Lakers in
ship
8
organized
pa.
and steered in the right direction. So as the IGL, you have the option of going either way. I would imagine Kerrigan, with Rain missing, his longtime right-hand man,
Yeah.
I think he's going to go more towards the fragging side.
Oh,
of
nice
things.
one, Frozen.
See how that
Isa.
goes down. It's going to be Frozen opening things up as they get into round 7. The mid-fight goes the way of FaZe as they climb up into the ledge. And that will slow down. Nat forced away by the smoke. Shuei's going to hit the pause button, and Twist still searching towards B-ramp. They've been finding quite a bit of success around here, Team Liquid.
Para makapag-inom muna tama.
This round quiet. No real engagement from Cave. No smokes down.
Mainam.
No Molotovs.
Siyempre,
FaZe with a
taga-Serbia
minute and
ka,
12 seconds on
palainom
the
ka.
clock. Only a pair of smokes remaining, held by the players. So what's left for Team Liquid
Uy,
in the
ito si Omen,
45
no?
is a B execute. Smoke's going to go up. They'll start creeping up the ramp. Good counter nade. Chunks them down before it begins. And here's the thrust.
Yeah,
Si
1
Joker.
minute left on the clock, and the acceleration is here for Team Liquid.
Uy, nice one,
stopped at the
Kerrigan.
door by
Yung mas
Kerrigan.
pa.
Simple teed
Ah,
up
oh!
under distraction,
Simple
and
is
three
back!
from Simple.
Face.
Face
That
lang.
round perfect
Tsaka
from
lang.
FaZe.
Face up.
Sit back.
Oh.
Don't give them the
Ano?
tools that you lost previously.
Sagot.
Kerrigan
Simple
over in
pa rin.
Jaguar, player dying over in Donut as
Simple
well,
pa rin.
early on in the previous round to aggressive plays. Don't give them those fights.
Yan.
Make them
Ban
come
kaya
into it,
kita.
especially in the 5-on-4. Force them to make the play. Nice and easy for Simple. And FaZe back within 1.
Well, the AWP has made a
Oh,
sighting
syempre.
ahead
Face
of
clan
the
niya lang.
ultimate.
Alin po dyan yung Simple? Yung naka-brown t-shirt. Yun.
Going through the
Sino to? Kilala mo to?
Shuei wants to try and split mid
Sino
with his
naman dyan,
teammates, so he
amo?
throws that smoke down onto the molly just to try and
The
get out
best
heaven.
wingman ka, par.
Kerrigan being a bit of a nuisance, just rattling a
You're the
couple of
best
shots to
wingman.
Shuei, taking some of his health
Mas
away.
nun mag-vandal.
Twisted Shuei looking to overrun
Vandalism.
inside of Jag, and they've taken it with a
Graffiti.
grenade.
Wala, tinanggal na si Simple sa cash.
Kerrigan retreats before he gets caught in an awkward fight. He'll be playing just around the corner inside of Cave. Confirmed to Team Liquid now.
Pag nanood mo, hihilahin yung itlog ng dragon.
Hindi na. Ginagalan.
Oh, damage done, but not enough to bring down the mighty Elige. He's going to fall back into the A site.
this shot from
daw.
Ultimate.
Pinakamarang si
Forces
Elpmis.
the defense back, now gets a position in red room to cut off this shift. Sees the elbow.
The Elpmis.
Next to Leash, he does double up. Ultimate gets pulled back into the shot.
Yeah, Leash is dodging death from the AWP multiple times in this round so far. Under a minute on the clock. 44.
Ali ka na rin, gago. Para ba tayo?
They've shown a level of comfort at hitting the pause button so far on this T-side. They're going to let Nerds play through red. Arrogant is the player
wala
deciding to deal
alam
with this
dyan.
threat.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to sit still for long in a strong position like this. So let's see what Shuhei calls around it. You can either use him as a pivot piece and get 3 players together to attack either A or B and have him in the middle to lurk. You can use him as the instigator if you'd really like. Getting a little peeky. Into Donut we go. So Twist lurking the B bomb site. Shuhei and Naf to finish at the A site, and Nerds to play off his teammates.
And the player they've got a challenge on A has pushed into A main.
Hindi naman
And it's Elish low HP. Twist making
Yan
a solo
natin,
play
pag
with the B
nag-buy
bomb
tayo
site, trying
versus
to keep the
FaZe.
tension there, but Elish knows. He knows the
maganda.
bomb's going down, and so he stops it. And he
Ano ba
gets
sila?
back around that
Magkabracket ba
corner.
sila? Hindi
This is going to be tough for Shuhei. He's under so
Ay,
much
sila
pressure. His
magkabracket,
teammate needs to cover
magkabila
the
sila.
beam. The beam comes in. Shuhei putting the bomb down, but can't get away.
Ito pwede rin, no? FaZe, FaZe Falcons.
A lot of dangerous situations and is able to keep his team comfortable.
And another really
wala
good
silang
round
kalaban
of FaZe.
dito.
They don't actually put themselves in position to lose anyone early on. Much like the previous round, they're saying we're not going to take these early engagements, these early fights in the first 20 seconds. We're going to chuck
Si Gravity,
it
oh.
outside.
Si Gravity pala, yun maganda to. Vitality tsaka 3D Max.
But we don't want those
Power
fights.
bracket to.
We'll let you play the round out. 2 rounds in a row
click,
now.
you-
FaZe have
Si
just
Flame,
been
Flame
passive,
G!
and Team Liquid hasn't been
Flame
able to
G!
find the gap in the defense.
Eh, maganda yan,
Nerds has
maganda yan,
some sort of
maganda
issue
yan.
with the headset, immediately ripped it off. But
Mahal din ito,
Elish
Wildfire.
could have went down
Yeah,
a couple of
off na
seconds
Wildfire.
into the round, right? He takes damage to the wall and Donut to the AWP.
Ayun na!
But then he
Off na
rotates
pala ni
onto
Simple
red,
to.
gets into A main.
Yeah,
So
ayun
whereas
na.
throughout that
Ayun na,
round,
ayun na, ayun na.
keeps FaZe comfortable right to the very end.
I
Crash
mean, he
talk.
knows he's got to make a play at some point, and he's gathering all the
Si ano,
information
si
of what his
Broky.
teammates are calling out. He knows he's spotted some presence
Wala
in the
na,
middle, and
bench
he's,
na, oh.
he's at a point where he knows he can't really hold on to Donut the way it needs to be held on to with that HP, so backs off, takes the educated guess to push in towards A main. It means he doesn't really need a whole lot of support from his
Ganda din
teammates because he's in a safe position,
Ito,
so
inaantay
they
din
can
yung
be a
ano
little
ni
bit more
Simple lahat.
eyes on red room
Pili
where
ko inaantay lang
player
din yung
was lurking,
contract niya yan eh.
and gives him the options
Nan-
to play
inaantay
as the
din.
plant goes down. So tech
Dun
pause at
siya pwede.
4-4.
Ultimate.
liquid, no?
Ito,
I don't know if it
ultimate.
was me like looking into it. The Twist interview coming into this game, it felt like he's at the point where
Si
he's,
Elisha
he's
sa
tired of hearing,
Vitality.
like, bad things about
Pero
Ultimate,
si
right?
Elisha
Like
sa
the question
Vitality.
for Frey was like Ultimate, he's been
Si
struggling
Rops.
recently. I felt like Twist was a
Pangit ka
little
rin eh, no?
quick to,
Ay,
to
sorry.
defend his boy, which
Si Rops yun,
obviously
si
makes
Rops.
sense.
Dito si
That's the
Illich.
thing, shielding your
Si
players
Illich
and,
dito,
as the leader of
dating
the
ano,
team,
dating
and,
Liquid, nilipat sa
ultimately,
FaZe,
I
yan,
think it's just
magkalaban
with
ulit.
the expectations that were set because of his first performance, that immediately set a standard that he has to try
Ay,
and meet
complexity pala,
every single
tama. My
time,
bad,
and I
my
think
bad.
that's been the
Complexity
problem
pala,
for
complexity.
Ultimate, as he started so
Well,
strong.
Yeah, there is that. I don't think he's actually been playing all that bad recently. I think
no.
he had that rough downturn. I think he's turned the corner on it. We're not getting that like initial glimpse of Ultimate like we got in the first 2 months, but how could you expect something like
I
that?
think there's been a lot of offers throughout history that kind of had that explosive start where maybe the
Ayun,
teams you're playing
umawak lang
against
na
don't
up.
know your style.
Nag-post
or
na agad. Uy,
aren't
tama na,
flashing you
ulo,
as
ulo.
much. I think
Lugop
Torsi
na.
got away with that in his first couple of events too. And then he started to have a little drop off from Dexter was in the team. He was able to recover it and turn it
Communication
around,
is
but,
not allowed
you know, we
during
have seen
technical pause.
multiple
Okay.
offers, I think, have
Pangit mo, boss.
strong breakouts.
Sama
and
ka
they
kasi
have to
dito para
recalibrate as
lahat
time goes
tayo.
on.
Well, especially if you just like keep the lens on like specifically Liquid, I feel like more than any other org, there's been like these high potential offers coming through that all are just like
6-0
a
sa kabila.
letdown,
Sino
like never
magkilaban
reached
sa
that
kabila?
potential. There's like a list of them that all went to the Liquid
Simple
Na ba?
organization.
right?
Well, yeah, okay.
Vitality ba?
Yeah, that's a.
3D
yeah,
box
that's the
yan,
one,
si Gravity,
exceptional rule,
nice.
But yeah, I mean, you've had OC, I think.
But
is
you
a
know,
great example.
he came into Liquid
Malakas
as a
yung
rifle
3D
player.
Max.
Yeah, fair.
He joined the team as a rifler,
And then
but he
broke
did
out.
he did
Di
take
malakas
the
din
op
naman
away
3D Max
from the
pag-
opera at the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he did
no,
say-
give me this.
he did
6-0,
say, "You're no
6-0,
longer on
maganda,
this.
maganda.
This will be my weapon from now on.
A run is just cower in the corner.
It was Kusta.
Was Kusta there?
It was
at the time?
Kusta at the time.
Nagtatae pa plus 1 ko sa
That
Gamer
was,
Legion.
DreamHack Malmo
Wala
that did
silang
that.
isa eh.
2016, right after the Columbus
Si Acor
major.
kasi pumalit
Sure,
dun eh.
surely was there at some point as well.
He was on the team,
ba isa?
but he
Si
wasn't.
Slend,
He wasn't
all
off.
yung
big,
offer
okay.
din nila, tama.
Well, yeah, something like
Si
that.
Slend, wala
Long
si
time
Slend.
ago. A very long time
Pero
ago.
okay lang
It's
naman,
kind of
pares
crazy
lang
to
naman
think
eh.
about. I was just
I think he was out of
Okay
the
lang
team,
naman
he
si
got pulled
Acor.
back for the major, and then he was out of the team again afterwards. It was all convoluted.
very convoluted. But something I was realizing this morning, just it's crazy. Is it
Sila din naman
4
din.
years since Simple won the major in Stockholm?
Yeah.
Like that just feels like yesterday, but it was such a long time ago, and you know it hasn't really been in a position to feel good about it over the last couple of years. You know, it's really sad to have seen a player fall off so quickly. And I think we're all, as a Counter-Strike community, sitting here just wanting him to come back, especially in a world in which we have Donk, we have Zywoo, we have Monacy. Like, to add Simple into that mix would be such an incredible thing. But it's such a hard role to see happening in the fairy tale way.
I mean, I'm just like on the pause button, really. Like, I want to see what he does at the major. Like, that's the one I'm looking for Simple to get an indication for sure. But there's no doubt Counter-Strike in the scene and the esports scene would be healthier and better if we had a competitive Simple into the mix, added into the mix, and helping revitalize an organization like FaZe. That'd be very, very cool. You know what I like about this whole, just since it's tech ball seems to be going on, so I'm going to go into podcast mode. We had this whole idea around IEM Dallas this year. It's kind of like the boot camp to the major since it's coming in 2 weeks. It's like
tagal na, pinahawak lang ako. Tagal
what they're going to look like, what they need to work on.
Yes, Pinoy team, meron nata yung...
Okay, here we go.
Back in the day, we're going way back in the day. We're rolling back the years massively. We're going back to like the early 2000s. When Counter-Strike was nothing but a young video game in its infancy, esports wasn't even really a term back around then. We started hosting these Counter-Strike World Championships here in Dallas at the Hyatt here in downtown Dallas for a number of years, where all the European teams, all the North American teams would meet up, 128-team, open bracket, open sign-ups. We just party in a, just a giant BYOC setup in a conference hall. But before all those World Championships, there was always a pre-event. We had a very similar like boot camp kind of event 1 week before the CPLs began with the World Championships. They were called like Lethal Gamerlands, I believe.
Okay.
And they had a curse.
That sounds pretty
early
early 2000s.
They had a curse to them. They had a curse to them that whoever won the boot camp event ended up getting knocked out early from the CPL. They would go in, they would beat all the top teams, they'd beat all the favorite teams, they would look great, and they'd go to the actual tournament itself and they'd get annihilated.
So what you're telling me is whoever wins Dallas is not winning the major.
When Vitality wins Dallas, there's going to be a curse placed upon them that they have no idea what's coming.
Everybody make note of that. We come back to that in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, we'll revisit that one. We'll revisit story time.
Well, Simple was talking about how he's missed competition a lot, especially playing in front of the crowds. And I mean, that's obviously what every player wants to be able to do, but Simple, especially known as a showman throughout his career. And
you want to know how good Simple was in CSGO? Is he eventually got to the point where he's given interviews where he's almost just, he's like saying things like, it's actually just boring playing Counter-Strike. Like, I'm actually trying to do things that excite. I don't just think I don't think about what's going to win me the moment. I'm thinking about what is going to get people on their feet and screaming and going crazy. Like, the guy just is so good.
Entertainment
yeah, he got to play a different game. He's like, not only am I going to look good doing it, I'm going to make this stylish.
Well, there's his team was a Hellraiser for a while, then he flipped sides, and then decided to go back to Hellraiser. Team Liquid, whatever time that was, what cultural impact established for himself. He went to the Navi organization.
Las 8 yung
Falcons. And FaZe. Maybe this is the beginning of a new story, a new dawn, a new day.
Yeah, Falcons, FaZe. I'm sure all of you know back home. Stand-in situations, so not official teams.
Make code.
Some of these other rosters are, but yeah, certainly stepped into the Falcons jerseys a couple times to help them out with a few events and now doing it with FaZe as the major player in the corner.
Yan, uluin mo lahat. Yan. Flick po.
Another interesting part about this is like, obviously, the Simple move. The standing was Simple as the headline move, but the Skulls one is pretty exciting for me too, because 1 year ago Skulls was playing for Liquid, right? It was only a year ago.
Yeah.
And now he's been on Furia, and now he's playing for FaZe.
So
Skulls has kind of had a journey over the last year and 3 different organizations. First day here in FaZe, but he's a player that has quite a lot of potential, Jason. We see glimpses of it. We see these moments, these breakout performances here and there, but something just doesn't seem to be fully clicking. And if there's someone to get the most out of him,
mag-donate kami 5 PHP per view, boss. Kahit wag na.
Arrogant could probably do that with Skulls.
Yeah,
tapusin natin buong qualifier.
For this one tournament.
Aray ko!
The question for Skulls is always going to be, he's now had a chance in 2 top teams in Liquid and
Furia.
Who's going to give him that third one? Is it worth the third one? We know the skills are there, but have we seen enough progression from his first 2 opportunities to make him feel like he's ready for a third one? Excuse me. That's the question. I'd like to see. I think he's a talented player. I think he's really skilled. As I mentioned earlier on, I think his biggest thing is understanding what plays he has available to him to have impact for his team in rounds, and that's where I see most of the time it seems like he gets lost without having map-changing rounds. You know, very good if the action comes to him, struggles sometimes to bring the action to his opposition. So we'll see where he ends up after this one, but obviously a good showing here is going to help out. He's 6-3 at the moment, had a very good clutch in the pistol round.
Yeah, we'd love to give you more information around
Ay, yung bilog.
ETA of when we'll return live to the action, but we don't have that at the moment. It seems to be a bit of an extended issue. But as soon as we get that information, we'll pass it on to you guys at home.
I saw
drawing
Nick's
mo.
put on his headset. That's usually a good sign.
Yeah, that is. And
That's usually a good sign of some kind.
At post pa rin eh.
Oh,
well,
that's
he's got told
Pati
off.
din sa kabila, long post. Baka sa server nga.
Hindi, pinutol.
Ay, ready na, sabi ng
So,
console.
we've got information
Sabi ng
that is
admin, ready na,
impacting
ready na,
network
ready na.
issue, which those seem a little scary sometimes, Jason. They can either be quick fixes or a little bit.
And Yanko's not here. We got nobody to hustle down into the back
Maybe
mainframe room.
But maybe he's done it because he's like in the sky right now, you know?
True, he
Maybe
lands in
he's
Dallas shortly.
He's slowing it down. Yeah, but
Hindi, yung
hopefully we get
ultimate
this one resolved quickly. IEM Dallas, though, it's been a building tournament. Every year I get excited about Dallas. It's one of my favorite
Pixelator,
competitions of the entire year, Jason, because I think when
Did
the fans
some
come in on the
changes,
weekend,
yes. Hopefully
they just
fix.
have such a great
nagchat ata
time.
ako
The chants are
nung-
great. That's where Apex is maybe not a fan of the
Baka may take
origin of
post
one of the chants last year.
No,
but
they're going
Ayun
to
na.
love him.
yeah,
And he's
Peace
going to
it's
love
time,
him.
boss.
It's with love.
Okay na.
Yes.
Ayun na, up na, up na. Up na din
You know,
simple.
throw my F words out there into the world is with
With
love.
love, yeah.
4-4, the network issue, as we alluded to, being such a long, lengthy,
sabi
difficult
dito
thing to
par,
resolve,
network
has
issue
been
daw.
fixed. So
Sabi ng
thank
caster.
you to the referees, thank
Oh,
you to
meron
the
din,
IT
sabi.
staff, thank you to everyone involved in fixing the problem. We're underway, round 9.
Let's go. Back into the action. Hopefully, you know, but just remember after that, we heard Shuei saying they might do the same thing.
Marunong ka pa ba
That
mag-up?
was what we heard before the timeout. So
Uy!
let's see if he still
Oh,
remembers
na-flick
that.
dun. Wala na. End live ko na to.
It's round 9. Twist goes back into the common position we've seen him in throughout this half so far. It's taking this cave control through Jag.
Yeah, but remember, FaZe has, I mean, in these last couple rounds that FaZe have won, bringing this back from 2-4
good
to
yan.
4-4, they've gone passive. They haven't been giving those swings to Twist. They haven't been giving him the fights at the aggressive positions. They're watching you take space, holding onto utility, delaying, making things disjointed, and messing with your timings. And that's what Liquid has to get around right now. All 5 players towards B lane. Feels like it's going to be a B set piece eventually, but they desperately want that cave control.
I want to block the info of the red player as
Ingat pa
well.
rin to,
At least
dahil
he's just
mga
gathering
mapo,
info that there's
puro
no one in mid. And so when
Sila
that
lahat
smoke
to.
comes up, that'll force him to change his position and try and bolster the A defense a little bit.
Isa cheetah, boss.
Lengthening his rotation.
Boy.
but
There's a smoke and a Molotov being held by FaZe this whole time. So as soon as utility comes up over the wall, I mean, Kerrigan has an option. Does he want to drop the Molotov or does he call for Skulls to drop the smoke over towards ramp? You got Simple's op now out in the open, so it changes. Maybe you want to prioritize the smoke over towards cave. Skulls trying to figure this out right now. Peeking for information.
Nakita
Sees nothing, now knows.
I know everybody's excited. Simple's got the AWP in his hands right now. Let's see what he's able to do with it. As the play is coming towards it. Skulls
Nice one,
has
Skulls.
got the first pick here. Shuei going down. And Twist is severed off from his teammate, but Simple stepping around the smoke. It's going to be one. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. Quick
Okay lang, okay lang,
being
okay lang,
brought
okay
down.
lang.
So 2v2
Okay lang,
thanks to
okay
Twist
lang.
and Nerds. Alicia's made the rotation in. He's close by, applying pressure towards Nerds on the site.
Oy, nice. Nice molly. Nice molly. Na-cancel, na-cancel. Oo, na-cancel yung plant. 7, 6. Uy, nakapag-plant. Plants, Frozen.
Twist
Frozen.
will wait inside of the cave. In fact, he's pushed out now. He's looking for that peak.
Tumalipat eh.
Looking for that fight as he goes to default.
Oh, the reposition. He's going to think he's in
Smart
cave
reposition.
still.
Yeah, this is a great reposition. Nert's actually coming into the angle now. Frozen steps deep enough to dodge it.
Uy,
Shot.
nag-miss yung ultimate.
Twist not fighting, not moving.
Narinig ko kasi wala kasing
Frozen's going to
sound
check
eh.
in towards cave, and it's a perfect reposition. to
Ayun
wrap around the
lang,
back, and
nag-check ng
Twist
cave.
with some crucial kills to give Team Liquid the lead.
And that's a really god tier round from Twist as well. He had some tough decisions to make throughout that round. He's buddied up with Shuhei over in cave, who's working his way around that smoke, and
plus
Twist
may
had to make
karon.
a decision whether to follow him
Okay
through
na.
or play for a cleaner fight.
Kano
And
iba
Simple
power
does
ngayon,
great work.
42K.
Double kill here. This second one snappy through the smoke as the hole gets blown open in it.
42K.
But still, Twist at the end of the day is the last one alive to shut down Frozen. Beautiful wraparound in the bomb site, and it's 5-4.
Still a really good buy for FaZe.
Oh, para
Still the
makapag-red
AWP
ano
for
siya.
Simple.
Makapag-red. Red doon.
Here comes
Red
Nerds.
set. Para sa
The world's
face.
best elbow players on the T side. Simple being dynamic in his position.
Bang!
Shuei. We've got Frozen nade out. Twist nearly taking him down, but Nades will drop at his feet and slow them down. It's not necessarily the greatest molly there either. It's a massive gap they could have exploited, but Liquid decide not to use it.
Great to see Simple's name
Dahil
fill in
walang
the kill
tao.
feed now that he's got the AWP in his hand.
Oh,
Couple good rounds
Like
with it so
always.
far.
Ayan na,
Late
sa
utility down
elbow.
elbow and donut.
And that signature shake as well.
Nakita
After the
ata
shots
ni
come
number
in,
two,
as
sino yung
Elise
number
gets in
2?
towards the cutout. Oh, timing as they run through the smoke. It's
Patay
not going to be a
posible.
kill for Elise.
Nice.
Simple will finish off Naf and drop back into the cover of the donut.
Break.
And that's the bomb as well that Hell have called out. So a moment to breathe for FaZe as they know Liquid is nowhere near attacking a bomb site, an objective. Ultimate and Twist to step forward towards Red Room. Nerds is low, so he's asked the op to be a supportive element. Ultimate's gonna get 1 and almost 2. Kerrigan forced back.
He needs to retreat so low.
Uy, may nakaplang. Ayun lang.
He's doing some great work in the AWP and back-to-back rounds. Now we got Twist open, nades in hand. Yep, Kerrigan's gonna take him down.
HP.
35 seconds remaining in the round as Ultimate bails out. Nerds trying to make space towards the B-bomb site, and he's gonna realize it's clear.
Does he want to build behind that Molotov? Does he want to try and swap over with the op? Risky in the open.
Ah, kasi ano, nag-bogdance pa, nag-bogdance.
Couldn't see him over the flames,
Wala
perhaps
pa lang
in his
HP yun
own
si
POV,
Nerds.
but unable to release the shot. And
Kita.
Ultimate caught in the open. Great reaction, great shot. And now it's Kerrigan, low in HP, trying to win this 1v1. Taking his time.
Make it naman eh.
Against Roland
Kaso
from
walang palang
Poland.
mga HP, sige lang.
Bombs planted default.
Walang
It's not for
ano rin
Ultimate
pala.
at long.
Walang
Takes a
UT.
step into the open. Checks down towards CT, does not see Kerrigan. Eyes on the cave. Kerrigan
Backside.
now arrives.
Nice one, Kerrigan.
Oh, Kerrigan looks away, and Ultimate gets the clutch.
That was all timing, though, from Ultimate, because Kerrigan's looking in that direction. He's very fortunate that that swing came at the perfect moment as Kerrigan looks away, because his focus was over towards cave as well. So extended, no information, 1v1 goes the way of Ultimate and Team Liquid. And that means their lead gets extended once again to 2. It's 6-4 on T-side Ancient.
There's a couple of back-to-back rounds now where Simple's got a multi-kill in the AWP.
Yep.
The rest of his teammates have been unable to convert it into a round victory.
I mean, you got to say, great read from Nerds in that situation with the op, brought down to 12, understanding where the final push might come from. The Donut and the A players are unaccounted for, catching Frozen, trying to make a late flank. What a great read and a tough round to let slip away if you're FaZe.
Yeah, now the money is gone as well.
Naka-series nga lang kami, eh.
Got a save going into the next one, and we've got Team Liquid starting to wrestle control of this first half.
Yan na pala.
Win this one, they leave the half of a lead. A minimum 7-5.
It's not allowed during the national post.
Dang, that's what happens when you get your analyst as a coach. He's got post-it notes. He's got stacks of papers. He's got highlighters.
He's got everything.
He's putting together a whole report.
The stationery store.
He's going nuts.
Demars DeRover, one of the greatest coach names we've got, I think.
It is powerful.
Demars DeRover. That is some more.
Yeah, dude, it's intense.
That's so
it's like
crazy.
he's got like a weekly planner down there as well.
Dude, some people some teams they have those like pictures, you know, to keep people sort of interested.
Yeah.
And, you know, nice color pictures. This guy's got the color organized. Look at this.
That's great.
This is so good. Tables.
Another tech pause, so we'll chill for a little bit. As Neo looks on, a quick smile. I think so far, FaZe hasn't we haven't seen that FaZe coming
Debut ba kayo
together that
kasama
feels
yung caster?
they're gonna be they're gonna pop
pwede
off
namang
and,
gawin yun, pero
retake this map and kind of close things
tripata
out.
namin
It's
ngayon
still
mag
gonna be a
ano,
grind in
POV.
the battle, but
POV lang
I
ni
don't think
Simple
you can be
muna.
too disappointed
Pero
in what it
nalilipat
looks like
naman
with
pag
two
namatay
standards at the
siya.
moment with Simple and Skulls playing for FaZe. Weird scenario to be in.
Yeah, it's been pretty stop-start too in the game, which can be quite disruptive when you're trying to get the ball rolling.
Yun na lang.
Take this moment as well to congratulate Rain for the new little raindrop.
Yes.
Yeah.
The entire
doon na lang
reason
namin
Skulls is
lagay.
here.
Doon
Rain
na lang namin
expecting
lagay.
a second child, so congratulations to him. Enjoy the
lang
fun,
namin
the
lagay.
festivities.
And the sleepless nights.
Probably having a little bit more fun than Nerds, who's looking like he's going to break his fingers with them crossed during this tech process. He's got him locked in. Naf, as always, might as well be
He
Naf.
looks neutral.
Yeah, he looks chill.
Ito na lang.
Well, so far, I think the early everyone's come in to watch.
Buo na lang, buo.
Simple going to be able to perform, and so far, you know, the AWP has been out a couple times, and both times he's made it look good.
Yeah, he's not looking terribly rusty. He hasn't been challenged or put in any kind of a situation where he needs to create a miracle for his team. But he's hit everything that's come his way. You know, not looking at it and saying, "Ooh, that's a miss you don't expect." I think he's been solid.
Now there are a lot of players who, a lot of viewers, because of how long ago it was that Simple was actively performing. There's new viewers, and they're a little bit unfamiliar with the fact of the Simple shake. I've seen people sort of talking about that already. It's like, oh, he's shaking a little bit. Is he nervous? See what's happening here? It's like, no, that's kind of been a feature of Simple. Throughout his career, he'll have that little wiggle, a little shake at the end.
Yeah, think of it like nostalgia. You see that and you just feel like home.
Yeah, there's a couple of players over the history of Counter-Strike. They've had a shake. KRB, probably the most prolific, I would say.
Yeah, there was a Source player who was known for it. Pex was his name. The Shaky Shake.
The Shaky Shake. That's not bad.
It's a reference for all you North American Source players still out there in the wild.
All 5 of you, maybe? That's a pretty ambitious number as well, I think. There's a little shake you see right at the end. Yeah, FaZe up.
FaZe up.
He's having fun with it at least. Yeah, he's hanging out.
Looks pretty chill.
I mean, no reason for him to be. I don't know. I don't think there's a reason for him to be super stressed, right? Like again, you come into this. You know FaZe has a very long multi-week boot camp coming in right after Dallas. So I think if you're Simple, you're kind of coming in, getting a feel for everyone, getting a feel for the team. You'll start putting some basic things in place, but the real work gets done during that boot camp. So for now, it's just kind of grind back. Oh, what are we doing? Testing mice mid-game?
Yeah, we got multiple mice. It's kind of interesting.
I was using teammates. Yeah, he's like, oh, I do play like that. It's nice.
It's a nice way to it, but
it's not my style, but you know, it's nice.
Ay, hindi pala. Kay ultimate pala yun.
A lot of grip tape. You a grip tape gamer, Jason?
I have some on my mouse right now, but it's mostly out of laziness.
Yeah, the problem is I noticed the grip tape the glue can start leaking out a little bit sometimes if you're a sweaty gamer. It's kind of gross.
I tried the glass pad for a while, a glass mouse pad.
Yep.
Because I'm a big fan for whatever reason. That too is a little bit difficult on the hotter days.
Ugh, slippy and slidey.
No, no, sticky.
Yung para sa
You
sticky.
get that forearm stick into the glass mat, and then you just can't use it.
Well, Nerd's waking himself up. Naf falling asleep. But
no, that's Naf awake.
Relax.
That's energetic Naf.
He's like, oh, I'm really hyped for this.
This is about the peak you get out of someone like Naf.
I'm so excited for this Liquid FaZe game today.
Concluded.
Thrilled.
Sa blast ata nila, inano yun? Ito. Blast ata yun, feeling ko. Ito sa
we got the network issue at the moment. So it's back.
It is. It is indeed.
Liquid since Shui joined. It's been a little while. The first run was not impressive, but I think we were kind of expecting that.
And I mean that was like I think 3 or 4, maybe 5 days after Suhei joined, so like that was always going to be a rough one. So we can kind of forgive that to a certain extent. But Liquid back at Melbourne made it all the way to the quarterfinals. 2-1 loss to the Mongols there in those quarterfinals. But they had some they took some big scalps along the way. 2-1 against Navi, 2-1 against Virtus.pro, 2-0 against MIBR. And that was about their run. They lost to Vitality in the group stage as well, but second outing for sure better. And it's cool. We're in like the era of like the IGL resurgence, where it's like we have all these experiments of teams kind of going away from an IGL, making a player kind of take up that responsibility.
Realizing they wasted like 6 months.
You've got Hooksy back, now you've got Shuhei in the place of Twist.
Isn't it?
And both those teams hit playoffs like the first time back.
Hooksy's back in the grand finals. Love that. So hopefully that's a
IGL's everywhere rejoicing.
Yeah, IGL stock is up. And we are ready to go back into the game as the network is back up as well. 2 rounds left in this half. FaZe looking to tie things up. Going to be difficult to do so given their bye in this situation. We're looking at 2 MP9s, a Deagle in the hands of Simple, and PT55-7. So not pretty. Here's Twist going into the A main play. There's aggression on the CT side. Simple detected first. Twist gonna be aware of the possibility there could be a follow-up push in towards him. And in terms of having a quick round, this is one of the fastest.
Yeah, it really is. Twist doesn't fall prey to the trap. Instead, it's Ultimate who gets sold down that river, but no issues after the fact. Final round of the first half, round 12. And FaZe going to scrape together what they can with this bye. Simple on the op, leading the way for FaZe at 10-8. Over on the Team Liquid side of things, it's Twist with 12 kills at the top of the scoreboard.
Well, Simple has given them impact of the AWP in all the rounds that he's had it. They haven't been able to convert any of them into round victories. They've got the AWP out one last time here in the first half. They're going to send Ultimate up on the boost, and Simple's gone. So straight away, Ultimate's going to win that fight, and Twist is not going to slow down. In fact, he speeds up through the fire, through the flames, straight through the head of Skulls, and we've got the site taken here for Team Liquid.
Oh, and they're aware of the possibility of Cave, but Kerrigan pushes through the Molotov. Beat the timing. Nav's got to pick that up, and he will. Now through the smoke, Nerds adds one more, and that's the half, because Frozen's got a 1v3.
Yeah, it's going to be such a difficult situation for him to be able to pull this off. Frozen through the cave. And Team Liquid, a lot of B site success throughout this first half as they keep FaZe to just 4 rounds.
8 para. time, ano na, half time. Off the hype lang ata si Simon. Nakatanga. Ay, sorry. Eight par. Phase 2-0 pa more. Uy, naku. Break pa yan eh. Break pa yan par. Good, 2 minutes. Ano kasi naman talaga? Si Frozen.
Ano ba yung galing yun?
Sa English. Ano to? Ah. Ten. Titingnan yung Dota. Uy, wala, makapirate kami dyan par. Yung music nila. Hindi pala, okay lang naman. Ano naman? Hindi naman nakamonetize sa ano. Ito. Tinaray ko lang dito kung madami. Sa ano, YouTube yan.
Everyone's talking about Simple being back, but for Team Liquid, it's another day in the office, putting this new lineup, this new in-game leader in gear, helping him get the team in shape as the major is right around the corner. But today, they can play spoiler to that Simple debut in a FaZe jersey, a FaZe tracksuit. They're up 8-4 in Ancient as we switch sides.
What a nice tracksuit it is, Jason.
Looking
real cool, looking real fly. Aura is the word being thrown around these days.
It was the talk of the studio yesterday. Everyone's like, oh, you see that new tracksuit?
I was asking where can I buy one?
I've never seen so many people interested in tracksuits.
Yeah, tracksuits are pretty awesome. And so is Twice with that
Breaker.
headshot. Simple to respond there with a P250.
The P250. All right, Nerds, here's the footsteps jumping across over to Red Room. Going to call that out. Nobody's home quite yet. Shuhei turns from the B-bomb site to keep eyes on it, but he's alone. Covered by the smoke for the moment, but that will fade eventually.
Here's Simple, P250 again. Looking to strike towards CT. Not able to chime in with it. We hit the pause button. So much time left in the round. The smoke is going to fade away. Frozen gets caught. Blinded in the corner. Simple to trade it out again. Is there anything else from the Simple P250? The answer to that is no. His team
Sabi mo, ikaw na bahala sa ano eh.
Recorded bomb goes down inside of B. At least confirming a force buy for the next round here for FaZe. But they have a chance to close this.
Hindi na pala liquid.
Now just Skulls. Has now just drive by. Skulls to respond. One quick Glock kill. He goes into the smoke, realizing some aggression required. Ultimate is aware of that possibility and will close him out with the pistol.
Yeah, that virtually becomes an impossible clutch for Skulls. Once that smoke plumes, there's no way to get out of it. They know everywhere he can possibly go. Nice pistol round from Team Liquid. I think Frozen got blinded by Simple's flash. Somebody's flashing Red Room. I think chucks it out towards CT.
Yeah, Frozen. I was pretty
and
random
Frozen's just
to get blinded.
full blinded. Yeah. Maybe it was a CT1, but I'm pretty sure simple 3. I could be wrong. 9-4.
Uy, comeback na naman.
And Team Liquid have a commanding lead now. Rifles being picked up by FaZe out of the plant. AK-47 on Simple. Galil on a leash. Tech-9s and Deagles to surround those 2 rifles. But FaZe Clan don't want to give things up just yet. Remember, this is with a pistol round victory in the first half for FaZe as well. Got reversed in round 3 with Deagles, but haven't had success once Liquid's rifles have come out into the field.
No, hasn't quite clicked yet. Naf gonna be waiting for the B attack. It's already around the corner. Skulls is pushed into his default. Simple is gonna take 1 kill on the AK. And Leash to follow up. Great work from Shuey to keep the trades coming until Simple gets traded out by Twist. So bomb plant secured here for FaZe. But again, a 2v2. At least half the health is gone here for Twist. So that does make the Deagle even more deadly to the body shots. Tech-9 trying to get involved in fights. Carrigan just standing and drooling and laying down the law on the Tech-9. They're so low.
Okay, nice one.
He gets around the corner. Can Carrigan pull this off against Nertz?
Whoa.
Yes, he can. Nertz reloading, trying to jump to cover.
34 years old dyan.
And Carrigan's going to try and hype them up with that early round win here in the second half.
I think Nertz and Twist are going to be looking at each other like, what the hell?
What was that?
My gun didn't work. I had rubber bullets this whole time. They missed everything against the Tech-9 and Deagle. These were really awkward engagements. Not able to find him. Oh, thought he got the kill early. Couldn't switch over. Carrigan's able to clean it up, but that is a pretty ugly 2v2.
Well, a lot of personalities in the FaZe camp now.
I could get on board of the Carrigan Simple bromance.
Yeah,
I think I could be into that.
That could be really fun.
That could be like a buddy comedy.
Well, they give us some great memorable major finals against each other. Now on the same squad. We've been wanting to see that for many years in Counter-Strike. Imagine a world in which
14-11
Simple.
Buhat na buhat ah.
Got it.
Okay ah.
And now we'll see if they can
na.
take the opportunity from the
Dun
last
lang.
round and really roll with a comeback, but that's not a good start.
The Deagles wrecked him in the first half as well, remember, so be careful the rest of this round. FaZe. Still very recoverable. Good advanced position from Elige over in Red Room. So Frozen, Skulls, and Carrigan to figure out what to do next. Shuhei's going to start pushing down, wants to investigate. Shadow spotted, and they bail out of the fight.
Yeah. Just get away. Get back to safety. Elige is pushed into the Red Room.
It's being watched by Twist, who's got an M4, so not an easy duel for Elige.
No, but he's still going to win it. Takes a lot of damage, but wins the fight. Crucial kill. Here comes FaZe into the B-bomb site. Deagle ready, but not able to get much done.
Yeah, good job from FaZe. Just a little bit of patience. Kill elsewhere on the map, and you re-aggress into the B-bomb site. All of a sudden, that stack is elsewhere. They were trying to find the winning move, going for a long flank. Frozen handles 2. Ultimate the last remaining. And I think saving, well, maybe not saving Galil.
There's not a whole lot else to go for.
No, there isn't. You don't got any money, so you might as well back off.
Yeah, take it, roll with it. And we now look at FaZe going to 6. It would have been a disaster if they lost this round, so good recovery after losing the opening kill. And maybe, just maybe, this is the first couple of steps to a comeback.
Yeah, it's feeling that way. Feeling like if FaZe can build this T-side into something, you now have the economic advantage with this kind of a win. Might be able to pile on some rounds early and keep this close back and forth. 9-6.
Sigawan pa lang panalo na si Carrigan. Kaya natin kay Apex.
Buys coming in for both teams. Well, mostly just for FaZe. It's Liquid with the saved Galil and an upgraded Deagle.
Yeah, and Naf earned it. The Naffers know what he can do. Let's see what he can get done with a little Deagle and a Galil. So it should be a nice, comfortable round here for FaZe.
It's a pretty good map for Team Liquid as well, Ancient. One they've recently started having a little bit more success on. They obviously put some work into it heading into IEM Melbourne. They played it. I keep saying Melbourne, and I know I'm so scared of the Australian reaction.
Legacy.
I'm so scared when Chad gets in. He's just gonna be like, "How are you saying this word?"
Yeah.
Melbourne. But they clearly put plenty of effort into Ancient going into Melbourne, and it's paid off.
You know what, Jason? We're in America. You don't have to give a shit what Chad
You're right,
says.
Dinko. I can say whatever I want.
You can say it the American way.
Yeah. Anyways, they went 3-1 on it with some solid wins. A good one over Na'Vi and Virtus.pro. Lost to the Mongols on it, but clearly a map they've wanted to bring into their pool, and it's looking good to open up Dallas.
Nice nade. Ay, nakita. Shui.
Well, the first
Call
half.
mo na.
The first half so far.
Oh my
Let's
God,
see how the
kinol
second
na.
half goes. And this round is kind of ridiculous how it's a 4v3.
Nice, Frozen.
Frozen able to pull one back. Simple, very vocal right now as that bomb plant's going down. Here comes the rotation of all the remaining Liquid players. And let's not count them out entirely of this situation because there is time, and they've just given a rifle to Nerds who still has 100 health. They're going to come out of the temple now, dropping down into the site. Simple's waiting, looking for active fights, taking damage though, and that's going to force him back into the donut. Here comes the
Nice
windup,
one,
and
Frozen.
secures it.
A really good play from Frozen. Just patient inside the bomb site. He knows he's kind of alone. He knows he doesn't have any teammates kind of helping him out in any way. Just spotting for the cross, but keeping his eye towards the spawn smoke and pouncing when needed, when called upon, when the sound cues, let him know it's his moment.
Got a little hairy at certain points in that round, considering it was one Deagle and a Galil, but
also, I think this is part of the situation of FaZe with the stand-in. It's not going to look pretty.
No.
More often than not, it's going to look ugly, or going to look a little disjointed.
But beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And we will behold what FaZe have to offer today. It is Twists losing quite a bit of his health. He's down to 58 HP to kick things off in round 17. Elise jumping over the bullets, looking for the fight at Donut, nearly catching the chance here on Twist, who's blinded and still recovers his vision in time to get a kill over towards elbows. So it's Team Liquid winning the mid-fights. Kerrigan clawing it back. But in the end, it is a convincing round victory for Team Liquid elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, and Liquid's got to be happy they got those fights in middle because they spent a ton of utility. 3 to 4 counter flashes coming out to activate that peak and that push. The fact they get those kills is magnificent. But that's basically the play they had for this round, was this kind of late mid-trap. And Kerrigan almost even ruins it, almost brings it all back into FaZe's favor. Liquid just 3 rounds away from taking a map 1 victory.
And now we're seeing the effects of the damage done in the previous round as well, right? You have a couple of rebuys that have to come in the previous round.
Yeah, Skulls on a Deagle in this round, Galil for Kerrigan. Not all the bells and whistles in terms of nades and utility for FaZe.
FaZe calling an A play. Bomb's going to be making its way there with the main pack.
Yeah, but look at this shift from the defense. Oh, it looked like for a moment that 4 players are going to go to the B bomb site. Still a lot of movement in this CT side.
And because it's just straight up contact, they're out on the A bomb site.
Yeah, I think Ultimate fell asleep at the wheel a little bit. Maybe he looked up at the kill feed when the kills and the exchanges come out over in middle. A little bit slow to get in that fight with Frozen. Gets the dink, but not completing the frag.
Naf's going to have a look. He's got Twist sending some bullets through the smoke. Actually connected a little bit of damage, but they might just go for this. They're still hanging around. Yeah, unconfirmed, but they're hanging around. They've got time on the fuse if they want to go for this retake. Molotov goes into CT. That's going to slow them down and eat some time off the clock.
The problem is Simple's in Temple with all the HP in the world.
We'll see how Simple plays this. Drops into the position named after the man. He's taking the spawn off, and he's going to try to peek into the open. It's Shuei to go down. Naf in the site, trying to clean up. Damage done, and time is the problem. Naf's going to fall away. Couple of kills at the end, secure but an 8th round for FaZe.
Yeah, money an issue for both teams as Naf gets away because there's not a whole lot of funds for Liquid to buy up into this next round. That's a nice call from Kerrigan. Just to the bomb site, you've encountered so much defense in middle, you feel like you have the room at the A site to get in relatively for free. It's exactly what happens. And now Liquid have a decision to make on how they want to invest. Saved AK-47 for Naf, but everyone else huddled around $2,500, $3,000 in the bank, so the buy is not going to be great. Plenty of FAMAS in play, an MP9 on Nerds.
That being said, not a great round either for FaZe's buy. Kerrigan, though, comfortable to charge out of the
nice one, Kerrigan.
Didn't have his gun out. Kerrigan just flies right by.
Yeah, he quick switched or pulled out a nade. I don't know what it was, but he definitely didn't have his gun ready to party. Kerrigan's going to get a free opening kill, and that's a disaster for a round like this where Liquid has shoved all in.
Great grenade damage too, unconfirmed, but right on Nerds.
I think you have to go hunt this kill down, which is why Liquid's shifting it 2 more players over the A bomb site. They want to have a safety net for this aggression. If anything goes wrong on this push into Donut, they have players to recover.
Great work from Kerrigan already.
3 kills.
Traded out here, but he's just buying time. He's got 2 kills already. He can even pick up a frag here on ultimate. This could be a fantastic round from Kerrigan. A lot of damage. Not the 3rd kill, but he's put his team in a great position. Now Elish to step up. It's a solo play for him out of A main. The rest of his teammates are ready to go into the B bomb side. I think with Elish going down, you have to go into now. He's going to stand in front of the side. Good damage done onto the second. Is that enough to allow Team Liquid to win this still?
It's enough to allow him to go for it. He's going to be saying, I did damage onto the other guy. They're going to come over and see what they can find. Smoke up in their face for the moment. They've got 3 flashes and 2 smokes of their own to utilize. No kits on either player. I think Shuei and Ultimate are going to call this off.
They're backing away. away.
With
Just
the low
Uy,
HP,
save.
the AK-47, the utility, there's a lot of valuable resources, and Liquid with nothing to do with this round.
well, I'm sure Twist is going to be incredibly frustrated about the little
Yes.
key switch, the fumble.
Pag-tab nila, pag-tab. Simple.
But Carrigan, he
Simple
made
pala
the most of
yung
it.
naiwan.
Takes Twist
Simple
down, gets a
pala yung
follow-up
naiwan.
kill on Nerds, then so much damage as well to Ultimate. If he has more health, maybe they even reconsider the retake opportunity, but Carrigan does so much in this round.
It's not just the kills, it's also the information, right? I mean, not only 3 players that he's encountered over in Donut, but the names on the kill feed as they kind of come out. As Ultimate is there, you're seeing the A players, and if you're FaZe, you're like, okay, great. We actually, or the B players, like the defense here is going to be weak. They've rotated off. They've rotated off to handle Carrigan and Donut, so we don't have to adjust anything. Lets him know that B hit is going to be very, very effective down the stretch. There's that switch just at the worst possible moment. Might be a death slam moment.
And Carrigan jumping as well, just to add foul point.
Look at all of it. Frustrating for Twist. And Team Liquid had that great lead, but as we know, it's slipping away quickly. 5 of the last 6 in the favor of FaZe.
15 minutes ka muna.
Don't
flood the chat.
Introducing the timeout. Going to page 137 in the textbook of Team Liquid Counter-Strike. Reading from the pink post-it note.
Don't
It's a
flood the
9-4
chat,
lead after
bro.
winning the pistol in the second half, and Team Liquid encountering the same exact struggles that FaZe did in their CT side, which is just we cannot stop this offense. We're not able to
Mang
actually
James ka
put
pa.
a barrier
Mang
up in
James
the
pa
way of
yung
this
ano mo,
T-side.
apelido mo.
The turning point of the game being felt right now. Team
Feeling
Liquid
ko, kapatid mo si Brony.
about to concede the lead. Unless there's something miraculous out of the AK of Shuai.
They might just
5-7 speed goals here.
They might just keep pushing in
Mag-chat ka
A
pa
main. They
rin.
see nothing.
Ay,
What's the
admin ka
timing
nga
in which
pala.
they step forward? Liquid's positioned, the players with utility,
Admin ka nga pala, no?
Naf and
Sorry.
Shuhei towards the B bomb site. They're going to hold on to it as long as possible to delay, to make FaZe nervous about committing, and hopefully buy time for this flank, but they are, it feels like 20 seconds behind Liquid.
Oh, blinded and dead. Carrigan to mow down Shuai. So that's the one premium rifle gone from Team Liquid's defensive
What?
hands.
Galing kita access.
They're going to start
Mo, unahan na kita.
feeling like
Hayop
this is a
ka.
little too far out of reach.
There's no reason for Ultimate to move over unless he wants an AK-47.
Well, you always want one of those, don't you?
Yeah, but he's got another
you got
one.
another kill though. No way! No, 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 no! He's so close. Skull's getting taken down low as well. They had no idea how close they were to a 3rd kill from Ultimate all of a sudden.
Wala na yung smoke.
Is he going to try and grab another AK-47? He's looking
Oh,
for it. It's
landon
on the
pala.
ground.
Kabila
There it
sa
is.
likod,
Okay,
wala
bail
na.
out. Okay, I'm sorry,
Wala,
Ultimate.
AK
I
round
was
na
not
sila,
familiar
kuha
with
na
your
sila
game.
AK.
I didn't think there was any sense
Siyempre.
in you come over here with that from
Simple
us, but
yun,
now you
ah.
found 2 AK-47s and passed one off the
Simple
twist.
yun,
That's
no?
quite nice. That's a
Simple
great
legend,
round.
no?
That's the kind of round you
And
go
maybe you
home
get some exit kills here too.
and you're proud of yourself.
Kahit walang UTIS yan, may UTIS yung kasarili.
Beagle blinded, rattling off shots, but here comes Twists, and simple to walk into.
Head pick lang. I-head pick niya.
Leaves to trade.
Ay,
Preventing one of the AKs from being saved over, but there is a
Head
single AK-47 for Ultimate. And scoreline is tied up, 10-10.
Pag-jiggle niya sa ulo niya.
Simple AWP comes out on the T side.
Takot pala mag-retake. Kaya nga eh.
Shot's nasty.
Kaya yan, kaya Liquid.
Well, it's gotta
Pag
change
5
here
stack
for
tayo,
Liquid.
kaya sa Liquid.
This has been a very
Takot
rough stretch.
mag-retake.
6 of the last 7.
The boost for Simple up on the box. No peek to his position just yet.
Ultimate's op is going to be over in Donut on the other side of the map, so we won't see a clash of the snipers quite yet. Ultimate and Nerds to hold on to Donut in the A bomb site. Twist is
Balita
going
ko,
to be
panalo
the
ka daw,
mobile
Mitsa.
player swinging between middle and the B
Eh,
bomb site to
pansit-
support
pansit ka
as
doon, Mitz.
Shuhei and Naf are the anchors on this side of the map. FaZe want to take some late mid control. Frozen to work that.
Mag 120 ka na naman dyan ah.
Ultimate to chime in.
Pabalik ka na ba?
Peeks out of the donut. It leaves to go down, and
Pil-
we give it a
Pil-
5v4
Pili
to
ko
work with
2-0
over
to
a
eh.
minute
Naka
left.
2-0
And
eh.
that gives them the freedom
Pares
to shift
tayo.
over that kind of mid control. No one else peeking.
Oh.
Frozen's not there, so you see
Oh.
Nerds push forward to the jump
2-0
up boxes,
please.
and he's really prepared to react to any kind of attention towards this B bomb site. We might get that op clash.
Laban yun.
Simple
4v5.
boosted up this whole round. He's been waiting patiently.
Shuhei to chime in again here for
Uy!
Team Liquid. Not looking good here for FaZe. They still have a very difficult defense to get through, and Ultimate's
Oh!
not going to miss that shot. Flash comes in a little bit late. Ultimate Follows up, and we've got Simple stuck on the ramp, cleared out by the Polish
Simple
sniper, who
pa.
gets himself a 3K.
There you go. 21 kills for Ultimate. This is one of his good big boy performances, leading the way for Liquid. Huge impact down the stretch in a must-need round to finally stop a little bit of a streak from FaZe.
I mean, not only that, but it's also throwing the money away here for FaZe, right at a turning point in the game.
And considering how difficult it's been, Liquid can't lose this round against these Pistols. They haven't strung 2 rounds together on this CT side, and you will not get an easier chance than this.
AI yan.
Mid control being set up. They're going to send Carrigan out.
Square cut.
He's comfortable going for these donut fights. He caught Twitch of an 8 hand in the previous attempt.
Oh my god.
This time hoping for the same result against Nerds, but Nerds a lot more ready
Same lang. Yun lang yan.
and steady against Carrigan, but not Skulls.
Yeah, that hit was
Kapag
super
flood pa?
effective. I don't think
Flood
any of the
kayo,
Liquid
marami pera
defense
kayo,
worked the way it was
next round,
supposed
talo
to. They
kayo.
all gain a lot of space phase, and Ultimate's force back now. Okay,
Thank you.
this is weird.
No.
And there's no flank set up for Team Liquid. No one's coming back through Donut, so they're going to set things up. Utility's going to come in, kits on every player, but a tough prospect to retake this site.
And now Unleash has an AK as well, so he's got a picked up weapon for this
Usually
post
good yung
plant. You
flash,
said
okay lang
Team
yun.
Liquid can't afford
Pag
to lose
drop
this
mo,
round.
babay ka.
They've got to recover this.
Di yun
4v4.
dirinig,
Smoke's coming
dirinig.
into the donut. That's the
Wala,
AK
big
gone.
box. Nice one.
Naf and Shuai combining together, and now it all falls to Skulls. Carrigan
Planted
said he
sa'yo,
wants a
par.
1v4
Planted sa'yo,
for
par.
his team.
Pa mo na.
From
Pa mo na.
Skulls this time, a
Pa mo pa.
1v3 being
Isa
teamed
pa.
up. The defuse
Uy,
being
hindi na
stuck,
kaya, may kit.
and it's going to be pulled through. So in the end, a little bit scary for Team Liquid, but able to come in on the retake attempt.
Yeah, good composure, though. I mean, you could have been very easy to collapse in that kind of a scenario when you have 11 to 10 narrow lead against the Pistols who've taken the bomb site. We'll get a timeout from FaZe. They're second of the map. As that plant helps them a little bit, but not nearly as much as they'd like. Skulls has an AK-47 to drop over, but they're not all going to have AK-47s and rifles on the FaZe side of things. For Liquid, as hard as this map has been, you've got 2 chances to close it
DeMar
out.
DeRozan.
Ultimate with the op, you got the
DeRover
weapon that he
pala,
wants to be
DeRover.
on 22 and 11.
DeMar
getting a great performance out of him.
Tagal mag-pick. Tagal mag-pick nung nasa box parang si
Chance to
RJ.
start this
Tama!
IEM Dallas event
Tama!
with a grudge match victory against ex-teammates.
Tama!
Illusion Simple against Naf and
Ka lang,
Twist.
binibait ko eh. Kasama.
All playing on Liquid together years and years ago. Now on the opposite sides
Binibait
of the
damage,
server.
binibait,
Map 1 is
binibait.
ancient
Patay ng
and
dalawang
Liquid
kampi.
looking to close things out in round 23.
2 rounds back here for FaZe to try and force overtime. And they have to do it with a lack of a full buy. Although in the previous round, they were still able to get into the bomb site with weaker weapons.
Kaso may pera pa rin pala kahit ano, yung liquid.
This time a direct hit being set up into the B bomb site.
Parang gloves ko yun eh.
Carrigan, no surprises, going to be the utility man.
Uy,
Setting up the smoke for short
nagkabanggaan!
flashes to follow up.
Oh my god,
And
GG.
look at this maneuver through the smoke. Shuai and Twist combined to clutch on FaZe, and indeed it is
Tired of overpriced, underwhelming, un-American
Bye-bye.
produce?
looks like.
Yeah, this is their map pick, and
Map pick!
Team Liquid have chosen
FaZe
to start
clan.
on the T-side, going to be tacking into FaZe's defense. So it'll be Elise standing pat at the B bomb site alone, and a mid push. All Liquid's
2-1 na lang,
looking
2-1.
for it.
Reserve sweep.
Reserve street.
Oh, that's
Aray!
a beautiful shot from Frozen. Skulls had one on top, and Liquid still have not triggered this trap. They have not sprung. Skulls delivering death down middle, and Twist finally trades it off. This round is cooked.
Masyado ka nang magaling. Insan
Definitely cooked, Jason.
Grabe ka na,
Overcooked.
Insan.
In
Dati
fact,
kang
it's all
pace,
Chewy
alam mo
and FaZe
yan.
Clan take themselves the pistol. They charge down mid. Skull's doing some great work there. We see a little flurry of his ability. Team Liquid have to eat the pistol loss.
Yeah, his lovely little follow-up to Frozen's opening kill. There's the first immediate headshot, but then Skull steps in. The trade on the Frozen death, and then just tap it away.
Pwede
The
na sa
second
sub.
player
Pwede
peeking
na
out.
sa sub to. Sa major.
Lovely work from FaZe
Fiscals,
with that
pwede
push,
na.
and Liquid even seemed prepared for it and aware of
Teka,
the
sino ba sub
potential, and
ng
still
ano?
drops the
Di
ball.
pa ata sila nag... Papayal ng sub sa ano eh. FaZe eh.
Carrigan making his new teammates feel at home.
He's keeping the energy up, you know? Keeping the positivity in there.
Oh, he realizes how important that is,
Sino?
especially for this tournament.
Oh, and how nice it'd be if he could get Skulls on a little bit of a heater to start Inferno, to get the map started in the right way. Simple with a quick peek, takes down Ultimate, gets stuck on the wall coming back. It's all good. 4 on 5.
The big old Deagle ready to go for Russell Van Dulken.
Yeah,
But he's going to duck out, go back in behind the smoke.
That's the Deagle that ruined them on Ancient a number of times as well.
Ito yung magandang ano.
Kind of stopped everything from getting going
Yung may terror?
in that first half.
Meron ako dun eh.
Imagine a world in which FaZe
Oh,
don't
mura
have
lang
that
yun.
little upset, that little curveball thrown into them in the third round of play. Because
Kaya bumili nga ako nung
back in that
4 na yun.
second
Ikala ko pwede ma-trade
been
eh.
interesting.
Pwede ma-contract. Hindi pala pwede.
4 MP9s here.
Apat?
Got the advantage,
Mura
they're
lang,
going to keep it
mura lang.
clean.
Hindi, yung may
Still a lot
terrorist
of
na ulo
opportunities here for
sa likod.
Liquid to show some danger.
I mean, I don't know. There's 40 seconds on the clock. You don't really have time to give Twist with the Deagle a chance to just kind of peek, especially with holes just being smoked off this entire time. So throw a little bit of a fake to try and show you want to take back banana control. You've actually forced back the defender, made Simple take a peek on Rap side, but now it's about just a set piece with what utility you have.
All right, Twists. 20 seconds. That's all you've got. Let's see what Liquid's final hurl at this
Dyan,
side
wala
looks
sa
like.
pit.
Leaping out
Long.
down into the pit. Not like this phase. Carrigan clean
Oregon.
up. And they needed him to do so, but they've already taken the site, and that plant is going to come in.
Yeah.
Twist is going to put it down at the back of the bomb site.
pa,
We got a
pwede pa.
2v2 all of a sudden.
Oh, Naf's going to try and make it over to the cross. And he's found his way
Nice.
into his pit. Frozen went up boiler. He's going to wrap around long flake in through
Bilak
holes.
yun eh.
So Twist has to be a small target.
Drop
They're
down.
not considering this yet.
Underball.
Oh, it's such a big problem here for FaZe if they concede this.
This is how Naf got the entry.
Yeah, getting down in to the mini pit, just intermittently checking in behind him. Stepping up towards Twist, body damage
Yun,
done. Frozen
naparinig
nose,
siya sa
drops
sa
down
ano,
into
sa
the pit.
baba.
Twist cleared out from the site.
Nice
FaZe
bait.
recover it, but my God, it's a messy round.
It's exactly the same thing that happened on the entry. Naf came out the halls.
Face
The
up yan.
player was down in small pit underneath the balcony, looking towards the bomb site.
Ne-
Never considering the drop behind.
Vitality
us. So Naf
versus
just had
face.
it done to him.
Vitality versus face.
Good job from Elige as well. Being the target, taking the attention, taking the aggro, but being patient.
Malit lang. Malit lang. Malit lang. May ganun. Hey, stop.
Carrigan doesn't get a
Small letter lang muna.
round's done.
Small letter.
Lower cup.
Frozen just waited until Naf gave away his position before he dropped down from the balcony. Made that an easy cleanup, but because of how close that round was, how much damage they did to FaZe and getting a bomb
2-0 ba kanina?
it's a buyback here for Team Liquid, so they're going to keep the pressure up.
Yeah, good deep nade though from FaZe has chunked down a number of Liquid players, but they aren't going to stop. Twist going to take this fight as fast as he can. Misses narrowly the opportunity, but gets it back on Skulls. And
Ayun!
now Simple
Lugay
lines
niya
him
lahat,
up.
kaso
Only get
bulag
one.
lahat.
Looked like he was going to knock
Hello.
him down, but it's Skull coming up. Liquid here. Elige left on the other side of the map, sprinting back
Oh,
over,
HBO
but he
1-3.
can't do much about this.
Aray
Oh,
ko.
it looked like Simple was guaranteed a multi.
Mas malaki pa HP nito sa lahat to.
3.5, 1 HP on Shuey. So close to being a much better situation here for FaZe.
What a crazy round. It's like the dam just broke open on contact as soon as Twist took that shot. It was just non-stop fighting until we find ourselves in this 1v4. So Elige coming over to look for some exits, trying to take some guns away. He knows the economy for Team Liquid is in a precarious position, so even without victory, taking 1 or 2 rifles is going to be valuable. There's the first, and time for Elige to just bail out. Molotov in the pit in case anyone's planning on saving there. Not a big deal.
Ito ni Illich, to ka Shadow
2-1
Dagger pa rin.
Liquid on the board here on Inferno.
Kamatay niya yan eh. Ganda ng Buchino, no? Na marble face.
FaZe
may
just can't
nagsha-shadow
catch a break
dagger.
in these early rounds though, can they?
Pro
So you
player
could-
ka,
you could
Shadow
have a
Dagger ka
3-0
pa rin.
start here, your money growing, but Team Liquid are just so solid at continuing to do damage and inflict
Nagret din si
hurt
Oni
upon
sa'yo
the
eh.
economy of FaZe in these early rounds.
Well, let's
Pro
put it
player ka,
into
naka-Shadow
context
Dagger
too,
ka pa
because
rin.
I mean, if you want to think about it this way, you say, you know, how unfortunate FaZe has been to a certain extent. Like, this hasn't really been an unlucky turn of events for them. They made a mistake 2 rounds ago with the pit defense. The defender, nobody watching for the Halls jump
Wala ba kayo mga
out,
pera?
so they take a lot of damage against Tech9 and Pistols, lose the ensuing one, and now you're in a screwed money situation. But it's all because of the mistake you made 2 rounds ago.
Oh, Frozen's dead. Melted away. The ice turns to water as Elise drops back into the site. He's got Simple playing alongside of him towards CT spawn. Rolling back the years, Simple and Elise locking the site down together, but it's just Elise getting a kill and it's not enough. Not enough to hold B. And so the dam breaks as Liquid flood in.
Yep, and no real weaponry to hold them at bay. So Liquid going to gain control, going to tie things up at 2. They've got the economic control of the
Vice
map.
gloves.
And they'll be able to extend this lead at least early going and see what their T-side can put on the board. Skulls and Kerrigan to save the 5-7 in armor.
I just want to say, a few rounds ago, Jason, you used the term cooked.
Cooked.
And I was happy to hear you say that.
Yeah, it's, yeah. Why is that?
I don't know, it's just Zoomer speak.
It's a
you know?
Zoomer speak? Okay, yeah. Well, I've been around a lot of Zoomers. It's only natural.
Dapat pag ganitong
Yeah,
gloves,
you
ano yun, no?
haven't really learned about the
May
Italian brain
itim
rot
yung
yet,
kuko.
but I kind of want to save you from that. I don't want you to ever have to deal with.
I think you're all good there. I'm not gonna venture into those waters.
That's good.
May libag.
Treacherous indeed. With
Cooked is about as far as I go.
2-2 though,
Kasamang libag.
as the start for FaZe Clan is cooked. You know, you have such a great pistol.
Lupa.
You step up with a second round coming in. You just do a little bit too much damage done there. And
And you're playing multiple rounds with just like this busted economy of buying an MP9, buying a Deagle, buying like a missing utility. That's a frustrating thing to have go on into it. But we're still early in the game.
Wala,
so
di
nothing
nga
too
maban yun
crazy.
eh.
Back to pistols, the 2
Admin
save
pala.
5-7 in armor on Skulls and Kerrigan. Keep your eye on them. Even a smoke picked up from Skulls.
Admin pala.
Gonna try and funnel at least timing
15
in the
minutes.
direction that they want. 3 defenders in Banana.
Aroy.
And Nertz is gonna take down 1.
Nertz already close
Up wall.
up towards Elise. Half wall cleared out. Elise P250 coming in. Nertz gonna go down, no problem. And Elise actually coming back.
Pero ang ganda.
And FaZe somehow
Kulay
in a better
itim, ano
position,
kulay
at least
itim?
on
Hindi naman
players.
black
So
pearl
you
yun ah.
still got to favor Liquid in terms of the weapon advantages that
Yung
they've
Shadow
got
Dagger
here,
na.
but
Pure
FaZe give
black.
themselves a shot at round 5.
Yeah, how the tables have turned. Kerrigan's now got an
okay.
AK-47. He's got that over towards Rap side at the A-bomb site. Liquid gonna walk into a B hit. Not gonna go contact. They're gonna let him know they're coming with the smoke towards CT spawn. Shuai spots 1. That's Frozen. Taking his peeks
Hey,
over
Jack,
towards
Frozen.
Coffin. Still a leash to
Oh,
find
mga
inside
tag,
the site.
Taggers ah.
Frozen going to be cleared out from the back of the coffin. They open him up and
Kerrigan's
swallow
here.
him whole as Kerrigan's arriving. Elise
Long
trying to
dinatag.
step up from first or second. Orange is not able to do it though. And you would have to hope for something miraculous out of Kerrigan. He'll step into the
nakalikod lahat.
smoke. And out of it a hero.
Di
They didn't get a
patience.
multi-kill here. It's
Dalawa
just the
pa
one
sana
though.
ako sakali.
And Skulls
Uh-oh.
still having to fight with a 5-7, but Twist able to ready his stance and commits to the 3rd round victory here for Liquid.
Yeah, no
Reto.
fear, full confidence for Twist. Getting caught in the open, but standing his ground and waiting for the repeat. Nicely done. Liquid take that lead. AK-47s across the board for the T-side. They've got money for the AWP, but don't want to bring it out. Not a luxury that FaZe have on the other side of things. All those economic issues have prevented the big green from coming into play for Simple.
Uy, hindi ko pa pala na-charge yun. Palobat na rin yun eh.
Keeping it in. It's day 1.
Holding it in.
Hold it
Wait till
in.
day 2 though. Day 2, it will be unleashed.
Hindi ko lang alam. Depende.
And I'm there for that, really.
Wala pa eh. First match pangalan. Depende. Ito na lang. Face na lang ulit ko sa
Poking and prodding his way around top banana.
Kasi ito yung first
Although a
series.
lot of Liquid players waiting around that corner, and so you do not want to get involved in an unfavorable fight. Smoke comes in at the right time, and that'll force Liquid back, at
Lower
least for the
bracket.
time being.
Quarter.
A lot of gunfire through that smoke. Neither teams wanted to mess with it. It's pulled Kerrigan over. It's made him nervous that there's going to be an execute right after the defensive smoke clears.
Ito, upper bracket.
So they've added a 3rd defender here, and it seems to be the right call for the moment. The bomb is still waiting outside of the B bomb site.
Huh? Wala sila Hunter. Valve snaps. Heavy gun. Kaya nga.
Simple collecting the opening kill of the round, carrying a follow-up damage being done. Frozen on the cleanup and eventually
Dapat pa rin hindi pinapos ito na nanalo yung
now finds himself in a clutch. And Simple is incredibly low. And if he had gone down there, it would have been a 1v1 against Skulls. But Simple plays his life at least for a second longer and then jumps into the open, gives it up, and twists, makes it look easy.
Yun!
That's a play from RVD. Challenging, just like the last round, not afraid of the fights. And he knows it's an awkward point in the map for the CTs of open space as they try and transition into a retake, and he never lets them close the gap.
Lower bracket.
Beautiful round from Twist, and it forces a timeout out of FaZe.
Bukas.
Gonna be a real deep conversation. They're getting beat all across the map. The trade game from Team Liquid has been spectacular, much like Ancient, seeming to have a propensity towards the B bomb site, continuing here on Inferno, and every time they get in that engagement, right at the bomb site, right in front of the choke point, they're winning them out, even losing the first couple engagements. Good trade from Nerds. Frozen gets two. Twist comes in and sets himself up.
Yeah, that's such a frustrating round to lose if you're FaZe. I mean, you had so many of these kills go in your favor. Yeah, that's where the frustration will start to mount now for Simple. Getting caught as he tries to jump out of the speedway. Twist was confident to try and turn that into a 1v1 fight as early as possible. And that's been one of the big talking points about Twist removing himself from the in-game leader role is, are we going to see Twist come back to being that star player where he rises up to the form that he had before he became the in-game leader? So far, we are seeing that trajectory upwards. Frozen getting involved inside the smoke. Nerds realizes he's run past him. And eventually, Frozen should be cancelled out here by either Twist or Nerds. Eventually, he is taken down by that Twist Glock.
Yeah, sandwiched a little bit. Nowhere to go for him. Chaotic round, but Liquid will come out on top 5-2.
Dinner pa lang. Dinner pa lang.
I mean, we're looking at 5 rounds in a row now for Team Liquid. They're really getting into the groove on the T side. Simple just spotted as well.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job in Banana. It feels like Liquid's coming out with that control more often than not. And done a really good job of just punishing it every time they're able to get the control. Simple being hunted down by Naf, easy kill. Round 8 up next, and FaZe yet to put a stop to this onslaught. Simple 56-50 in the bank. Op light armor, there we go. It's in the server. It's in the field of play. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, could be some round victories here for the side FaZe on the CT side here. This is Frozen getting sandwiched.
Di na ikaw ang dating sweet corn. Di na ikaw ang dating sweet corn.
It was solid on Ancient.
Yeah, it was a couple of really nice shots out of it. Unfortunately, a lot of the rounds he had impact in were not
converted
into round victories from FaZe.
They might be coming out. Twist got into halls real quick. Looks like they want to have some pace to this. Now there is a halls push as well, so Skulls can come in and wrap around behind them at an awkward timing. Naf is going to be there with the Mac-10 to control that.
Simple.
Nice one.
And that's the opener. So going to back away. Here's Shui making his way through the long smoke. Karrakin not ready for that play. And this creates a little bit of a worrying time for the AWP of Simple, who has to rely on the help of his teammate in Skulls to defend his short angle, while Simple has to worry about balcony. He's exposed to it.
Whoa!
He cannot Shui. Twist will get it traded. Simple realizes he's taking damage, and now realizes he's alone. His teammates are gone, and so he's stuck on the A bomb site, and everybody's dropping. It's another round where Simple gets a multi-kill in the AWP, and no one else from FaZe steps up.
Okay, Molotov down behind the smoke. Frozen's got a dink. He's going to challenge this. Oh, I feel like he's going to step through it, maybe jump up. He knows he's got low HP. Nade into the smoke. Now's his moment on the plant. Frozen. He comes out the other side.
Whoa, Frozen! Whoa, Frozen!
Twist.
Oh my goodness, Frozen, what a move. And now it tees up. Just Nerds for this 1v2 round. The back, Simple gone. Tapping the defuse, not the full stake, but it's going to pull Nerds into the open. And Frozen's going to be able to pull it off.
There it is. That's a beautiful play from Frozen, sensing the weakness, sensing the opportunity, and not being afraid to go seize it. Inside the smoke, jumping up into Graveyard. Liquid never saw it coming. And FaZe absolutely needed a performance like that to get them going on the CT side. Recovers the up, but they're not done yet. 4 players go down. Economy's still very weak at a breaking point. This round perhaps bigger than the one previous if you're FaZe, to try and string things together and turn this half around.
The AWP goes up into the apartments. Simple looking for the same opening move.
Similar setup. Skulls this time further back, but same idea, same philosophy, and potentially the same result.
Well, he's lost his support. 1 for 1. Simple is not going to drop off the balcony. In fact, Liquid's starting to fall away from the early A pressure. Start thinking about Banana, where currently they've got a leash.
Ay, sumakses
Leash
na
has had a really
naman.
tough game to get a feel for. He's either been
Sana
executed on a number of times, challenged frequently, but also been caught on a couple of lurks. And now the timing of the smoke is going to ruin him here. And yeah, hands up. He'll turn around, and I don't even think FaZe can fight for this. That kill is way too quick. No delay. You almost have to back off with this AWP in the hands of Simple.
Yeah, Lee's just having a rough game. He's having a very rough game. Carrigan still fighting forward. Somehow come out of that one alive still, even mid-reload.
Yeah, Naf's been taken down as well. So I mentioned you might want to keep this one away. Well, they've got the little bit of a gift, the kill and the extra damage to motivate them to go for it, but it might lure them in to just lose everything.
Well, a dink goes off from the Carrigan MP9, but I think they're still in a position where they're able to fall back. But with that kill from Simple, it's a nice little exit, but they have to pack their bags and leave. Oh yeah, Alicia's having a rough time. That was, you're just building the case of, you know, he's having a frustrating game. Then just gets domed like that.
But I mean, it looks silly from his POV as we watched it happen. But I mean, if you take what the whole half has looked like, the different executes onto the B bomb site where he's been forced to play passive, like he's taken some scrappy fights inside the B bomb site. You know, towards the banana boxes. Now all of a sudden, like he's pushing, he's tried to lurk, and like it's really hard for him, I think, at the moment to read when exactly and what timing Liquid is coming at him. Are they fast or aggressive? Do I have to play it snow? Do I dump my utility? Are they watching for this lurk? Are they committed up middle? I think it's hard at the moment for FaZe as a team to get a read for Elige to know what's the good play for him to make. Oh, we didn't see that. That's awkward.
Okay, buddy.
He's got a good chuckle.
Baka sa ano pa.
Well, you're back in NA. You gotta pull off a 1G.
No, it is a tradition.
Easy lang. Please.
The Aussies have Shoeys. We have 1Gs here. We've got Leash taking a little bit of damage early on. He's got to play this round with a finesse. Shuei's going to walk up and just catch Leash, blinded and executed upon, and it's done.
See what I mean? Look at the variety of hits they're showing at him. And like, and also, I mean, this is also one of those things with the 2 stand-in situation. Although none of the 3 who died were stand-ins, but I'll give him the luxury. But I mean, you're setting up some kind of a defense, some kind of
stand-ins, Jason.
No, just blame him either way. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's really rough right now for Leash, the fights he's getting. You know, he's blinded and Shuei's running through. That has been something that I think Shuei and Twist in particular have been really good at over the last couple of maps here.
And on this map in particular, I think they care even less. I feel like they have even more confidence because we know they have a play. We've seen it a number of times since Shuei joined. The really fast mid play from Twist. We saw it, I think, in round 2 or 3 in this game, where he just gets up mid like super quick at an odd timing and takes a fight and then just leaves. And now they've kind of done it at Banana as well. Go up Banana, take control. Oh, no resistance. Oh, it's quiet. No defensive utility. Okay, let's contact with 1 flash.
So Lee is trying to get into first orange, is blinded. Frozen trying to get to the back of the new box. Catching them blind and out of position. And saves the monitor from any real damage there.
The tracksuits look nice, though.
Yeah, they do. They will always have that.
They'll always have those tracksuits. Flashbang out towards middle. Utility exchange of Banana, but no presence behind it for Team Liquid.
Not the smoke they were looking for there. Simple. You said he was practicing nades. You know, maybe a little extra practice on that one. A little extra sauce on it, but here comes Naf. It's going to be Skulls getting cleared out of the apartments. Oh, Twister just follow up. So yeah, we're back to just a blistering T-side from Team Liquid, charging in at this FaZe defense and ripping them to shreds no matter where they go. Whether it's the B bomb site or A, it's open.
I mean, I think now you're just seeing Liquid take advantage of a disjointed defense. I think, you know, I mentioned Elige having a rough game in terms of getting comfortable and understanding what kind of fights are going to be coming his way at different times. Skulls is having a rough game as well, but a completely different reasoning. He's just getting deleted over at the A bomb site whenever he's tried to make a move. And this is what I've alluded to with Skulls. His ability to go find impact, I think sometimes he struggles with. So when he's trying to find a timing to make a play at the A-bomb side, he's just repeatedly getting caught. And it's exacerbated and looks worse because of 2 stand-ins, because of the disorganization of temporary players in the team. And Liquid feel like they've built up to critical mass. Even a little giggle out of Twist there at the end. It's 8-3.
Legacy.
Second timeout for FaZe. We came into today, everybody, including the FaZe clan players themselves, wondering, how the hell is this going to go? What are we going to see today on the server?
Well, we spoke to Kerrigan last night when we got back from dinner. We were just having a chat with him outside and a couple other guys, and you know, the words, without revealing all the details, the words he gave us were, buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up, enjoy the show.
Yeah, buckle up, enjoy the show. So that's what we're doing this week. That's the theme of the week here at Dallas, is buckle up, enjoy the show.
Because it could be a roller coaster. It really could. Some loop-de-loops, twists and turns.
And on this roller coaster, you need the seatbelt.
You definitely need the seatbelt.
8-4 na naman.
Well, let's see if they can get this last round of the half here, FaZe. Called a timeout for it. 8-4 is doable. 9-3 getting into a very difficult territory.
And now you're just losing every single duel on top of everything as well. So it's going from bad to worse if you're FaZe. 5-on-4 for Liquid. 1.5 minutes left in the round.
Yan na, 8-4 na naman. Siguro. Or 9-3.
Shui and Ultimate making their way through top middle. Taking their time, silently slinking their way closer and closer to this A site. Simple retreating back into the archway. Shui about to find himself in this position.
He's got the bomb.
Yeah. Now he's used the nade, but Simple hits off his body, so it's sound Q, and he'll have to drop back in behind that cover. So Shui gets away with a risky play of having the bomb on his back.
Okay, trajectory shown. They know Skulls is in pit underneath the balcony.
Well, they're going to limit the position of Big Pit, realizing that he has to be in the mini pit. That Molly actually missed. Kerrigan goes down inside of the site. Skull's not able to step up, and the FaZe defense does not do much here in this first half. We're looking at 9-3 for Team Liquid.
Didn't even need the Molotov. Shuhei just styling on you kids. Simple comes out, taken down by Ultimate, and that is the half. 9-3. A blistering T-side from Team Liquid puts them up by 6 as Simple's debut is looking ruined.
Kabila. Ano nangyari doon? Pwede Max. Gamer League 7-5. 3D Max. 7-7 na pala. Bawi. No.
A 9-3 lead for Team Liquid, and frustrations mounting here for FaZe. So many different looks on that T side, and it was evident who was the real practice team and who was the squad with 2 stand-ins.
Yeah, FaZe tried to keep it together as long as they possibly could, and it was admirable, but we could see towards the end of it, yeah, things like this just kind of popping out across all the players. You can just see just the buildup of frustrations, of mistakes, of miscommunications, unfamiliarity with each other. Liquid have complete control of this map, and nothing has given us an indication that FaZe can do anything about it. So, pistol round of the second half. Smoke flash on Skulls and Kerrigan. In mid and alt mid, and quiet boosting up in towards Hulls. Now there is a stack in middle, but if this attack goes towards Hulls, there's nobody in pit to slow it down.
This is a 9-3 scoreline with a FaZe pistol round win. Looking to take their second as Elise runs into top mid. He's blinded again. I feel like there's been so many fights for him where he's just not even been able to see his opponent. Simple fighting
Nice one,
FaZe back into
Simple.
this pistol round though. He's got
3K.
3. And Shuai cutting away that bomb
Simple.
plant. So Simple is required again. In fact, it pretty much is all Simple here because Kerrigan's low in HP. He's got a minute to work with. He'll drop.
Oh,
nearly dropped Shuai in the sight. HP is so low. Simple just looking to finish him off, running out of bullets. Kerrigan comes in to help. And now it is just Nerds left on 5 HP, coming back into the fight. And Simple's looking for his 4th kill with the pistol, and that is exactly what he will grab.
Simple. Pistol round,
Herculean
let's
individual effort from Simple
go!
puts together a complete round start to finish. You're exactly right. That was all him. The only one having impact to keep that round in contention. Here's the jump out of the halls, as I mentioned. 4 players watching towards brackets. Nobody's there to watch Simple and hold him back, so he's just got a free turn to the left, some free kills over in lane, and then he's got the space to work with. And Frozen thanking his lucky stars that he's got Simple on the team for Dallas, because that pistol round would have gone sideways.
Well, it's only the pistol. It's the first step of what is going to be a massive comeback if FaZe are able to pull it off here.
Ambak yan.
Team Liquid have been so good at being disruptive. Sure, they've lost, what, 3 out of the 4 pistol rounds played so far in the game today.
And both pistols on Inferno.
But they've been very disruptive in these follow-up rounds of force buys with pistols. So FaZe are going to be aware of that. They haven't been clean in these conversions.
No, and I mean, even when they won them, they've taken a ton of damage, so it's put them in awkward positions moving forward. So needing to convert this. Nerds tucked into the cubby on ult mid. Naf and Twist to hold down lane. Ultimate's going to be there to work with Twist at range, but he'll largely be negated.
Yan natin. Easy talaga. Kakabahan pa.
Resmoke comes in at the 55-second mark, and FaZe do not want to go through that, so they're going to be funneled into the short setup. A stack of players on this side of the map for Team Liquid. Could get a little scary here for FaZe Clan. Kara going to go down first. Elysian Skulls cleaning up.
Hindi pa namatay yung balo ni player
okay. No danger here. As a 5th round for FaZe is collected with
Kala ko
only 1 casualty.
Yeah,
pa.
nicely done
Oop,
from FaZe.
muntikan ko na
Really good, strong, overwhelming hit. Good
Muntikan ko na
utility.
mahipak. Nakalay pala
No options for Liquid or Shuhei, so he'll back off. FaZe is up to 5, and they do it clean. So no economic issues. They finally get that really nice, comfortable start that they look for on T-side Inferno.
Akala ko nanonood lang ako. May nakatotok pala na CCTV.
Well, just you wait. There's going to be at least 1 Deagle in the next round. We'll see how that goes, but we take a fantastic T-side from the side of FaZe, but also a collapse on the defense from Team Liquid once those guns come out.
Kerrigan can call it, and I'm interested to see. I would imagine this is going to be a pretty simple T-side from FaZe. We've touched on the stand-in situation. Yeah, but I do apologize for that. I didn't even notice it. But it's going to be really basic. How's that? Basic.
Yeah, basic.
I think it's going to be a lot of grouped up stuff. Maybe some 1-4s leaving alert, but I think for the most part this will be like maybe spread into a default, but group up at some point and execute onto a bomb site. I think Kerrigan's going to try and keep moving pieces to a minimum, considering the level of communication and familiarity they have with everyone.
Well, no Deagles. Just the 5-7s, Jill Berettas. It would be a luxury for FaZe to actually have some money built up going into the gun rounds as well. Uh-oh, not the start they're hoping for. Yeah, the Jill Beretta is going up against Skulls. Naf's going to come away with that MAC-10.
And it's perfect because look at the way it's funneled FaZe, saying, okay, well now we don't really want to mess. We don't know what's at the A-bomb site. Let's go to the B-bomb site. However, there's plenty of defenders here. 4 of them to be exact. A boost up on second oranges. It's all down to Shuei's smoke. How disruptive can that be? How much can that cause chaos for the FaZe attack?
Just a lot of time on the clock for FaZe. They disperse the smoke at CT. I think they're a little bit too deep now for that smoke to be effective at all from Shuei. Twist dropping off second oranges, and it's a cleanup here. Okay, a little scary for a second, just for Frozen, but he gets the sidearm out in time, and so it is going to be a 6th round for FaZe.
That's a really hard smoke to time, because he obviously wants them to be committed and have that smoke kind of spread out into their vision. But, I mean, you don't have vision yourself. You don't have information yourself of when they're coming in, of how committed they are, whether it's counter utility. Yeah, it's so 6 rounds for FaZe.
So pass pa more.
And Liquid will get the guns out in the next round. So finally we get to see this defense with weapons, with M4s and utility. What can they do to stop FaZe? Liquid 4 rounds away from closing out their opening series of IEM Dallas with a victory. But FaZe putting a late fight into the mix here on Inferno.
Vampire, right?
Well, they started to build up a bit of a comeback in that second half of H as well.
Yeah, they did. They clawed all the way back into it and fell at the final hurdle. Fell right at the end. All up in the hands of Ultimate. He's got Bank behind it as well, so some cash built up. M4s across the board otherwise. See, excuse me, it's Naf with the staying on the MAC-10 who's dropping it all over.
I don't know how Frozen doesn't die here. That's crazy. I think Shuei's feeling the same. Twist. Yeah, no one's seen it. Don't worry.
It's a crazy situation where even if you get the best result, you're still not going to win. So everyone's allowed to just smile and relax on it. Smoke in towards middle, but look at what Elish has done to play with that. Step through. Ultimate slow on the shot. Tags Frozen through the wall, but takes a death in return.
Sabi ko nga dyan, ano?
Elish.
Sabi ko nga dyan.
Space, Naf going down. They're going to follow up on that. Bombs all the way back at stairs, but they've got the A site. They've got everything they need, and FaZe burst through to a quick round victory.
Yeah, good small read from Elish after that kill. Here's the bullets of Twist coming in from Rap side. He says, you guys don't have anyone here. Likely a 3-man start. You heard the op ring out from Ultimate, so you got all the information. Elish steps into a free site. 1 HP on him, 16 on Frozen. Thin margins, but FaZe bring the scoreline to within 2. 7 for FaZe to the 9 of Team Liquid.
7-9 na, 7-9 na ngayon. Lapit na.
Close this gap very quickly, haven't they? Impressive.
This is the benefit of that nice start on T-side Inferno, of having control of the economy, not dropping round 2, not taking heavy losses in either round 2 or round 3. Now you get to reap the rewards, which is jump out to a pretty decent start in this second half. It's going to be 4 in a row. And if they can take any of these guns away from Team Liquid right at the end, they could set themselves up even nicer, but I don't look too motivated. What's the op? They want that. They're motivated now. Now they're hungry for it. Nerds pinned down. Utility streaming in. Trying to keep them alive. Kerrigan desperate for the op, and Nerds survives.
For now, Simple steps up. Can he get a last second headshot off? Nerds just cowering behind the pillar, and he will hold on to the AWP. That is a huge effort to hold on to that.
Everyone's smiling. Kerrigan's having a good time. Simple's laughing about it. I bet Nerds on the other side of the room was having a great time.
Sweating a little bit.
Just dancing.
Probably profusely, actually. All right, cracking the knuckles as Elish. Hoping the second half is a completely different story for him. Had an incredibly frustrating first half of Inferno. Not necessarily a great game from him either on H. Survives to 1 HP here. Great work done from Nerds, just using that slim pillar to protect him.
Base up.
Had a good game so far. Nerds 14 kills, 8 deaths. No one challenging down Banana here for Team Liquid. FaZe have that space to play with early.
Check Uy!
Joke lang.
Pop flash in towards Halls from Team Liquid might give FaZe a piece of communication that they cleared Halls, which didn't happen, but might be what FaZe is thinking at the moment. Two-man crews working map control. Frozen and Kerrigan over in Banana. And now 3 players joined up in Halls, so FaZe not yet making the final decision, but they want Liquid to feel like a B hit is possible. They want to keep the defense honest. And they've accomplished it so far. Halls pop is coming in. 3 players, Naf and Twist to defend. And a timely smoke.
Naf waiting in the pit. It's going to be Twist to take that kill. Naf did the early damage. Twist cleaning up from the site, though. Twist with a triple. It's Kerrigan has to try and bail his team out of this. He's going into the site. Can't do it, though. It's just Frozen left it short, and Twist is going to walk in and walk out with 4 kills. Incredible round from the site from Twist.
Yeah, but give a little high five over to Naf being the nuisance in pit. He plays that really well. Gets the first kill, doesn't get caught chasing the second player, waiting to see if a third is going to come out of the smoke. Assists on many of those Twist kills, and that's a beautiful crossfire setup. Played to perfection by longtime teammates Twist and Naf. No chance for FaZe at breaking this up. And Team Liquid hits double digits, 10-7, round 18. Simple with an op ultimate as well.
And Simple is looking for that opening pick as he jumps up on top of the logs, peering over the banana smoke. But Team Liquid haven't really shown over the last few rounds that they want to challenge around this corner.
Yeah, they just, anytime they sense FaZe coming quick, it feels like they just back off and give it up. I guess the one, like, the thing that breaks that rule is the ultimate op sticking at the corner for his one shot. He got taken down. But other than that, these rifles haven't wanted to get frisky with the aggressive play. Nice fortunate find through smoke. Get some extra damage deep as well.
Ganda niya, na-spaman pa.
Risky though with Liquid in a 5-on-4. They shift the defender away from the B bomb site. So Nertz is alone playing a retake. He's got a smoke to delay. But FaZe would love an avenue into the B bomb site with a man disadvantage. They take that any day of the week. So towards the end of the smoke, I'd expect to see somebody rotate back towards the B bomb site to join up with Nertz.
Very limited time left here for FaZe to make this execute work. Their A execute in the last round was failed. It was flubbed, and now Nertz on the fountain. Drowns out one. Couldn't get a leash, though. Ultimate to try and step up, goes through the side of the
nice,
smoke.
Nice, push ultimate.
Naf right back through that smoke itself.
Oy, kaso may flank na!
And we got the flank from Shuai that should wrap this affair up. Skulls, it would take a miraculous moment to win this 1v3. And it's not going to happen. Naf doesn't allow it. And we're looking at Twist getting on that defuse. And Team Liquid back to winning ways.
A little bit worried, though, when Ultimate makes that play in the 4-on-3 as the bomb's being planted through the smoke. That felt unnecessary. He goes down. That could have been really, really dangerous for Liquid. Tough bomb sites to retake with equal numbers, but Naf gets one right back through the smoke. Might have been the saving grace, or this one. Starting out with a free opening kill through the smoke as well. No information. Timeout from FaZe. They had plenty of money built up after their 4-round win streak to start this half. The extra money from the plant helps. But they've invested all of it, everything they'd banked up for this round. 7-11, Team Liquid on the verge of being on series point. And handing FaZe a loss to start IEM Dallas, so everything goes into round 19. Up in Simple's hands. Utility for everyone else.
Analyst
and FaZe line up to come right back at Liquid.
Coach na siya ngayon. Intern coach. J. Lee.
Uy, 1-1 pa yung gamer
this time, it's Ultimate. Close towards the top mid pick. Elish Dodging and weaving his way past the scope, gets into Boiler. Frozen has a dangerous game ahead of him as he goes around the half wall. Carrigan actually going to step up first as he goes over the top of the car. It's a lot of damage, but not enough for Carrigan, and the trade wasn't there as Frozen has to fall back and respect that smoke. So it's on Simple to get the trade elsewhere. Elish falling to the hand of Naf.
Yeah, but Shuei's made a... Oh, God, that's such a big play from Skulls, but it's not
going to work out. And so it falls down to this. A 3v2 with 2 plays extremely low on Team Liquid.
This is the play from Shuei I wanted to reference. Look at this push down banana. As soon as Frozen got that kill, he stepped into the smoke, got to half wall. Now he's got a nasty timing on this flank. I think FaZe might just be ruined. Naf and Nerds, all you have to do is live, survive, take down one, because Shuei's going to win the round for you if you give him a chance.
Ay, the flank by Shuei.
Yes, he can. Big flank down into the site. Nav steps into the open. And now the flank has to win it. As Shuei comes around the backside, he's quite quick about this. Frozen spotted out. Nerds, he's got the kill. It's on Shuei. And now he reveals his position, so it falls to Simple. It's either series point for Team Liquid off the back of Shuei, or it's Simple giving hope to FaZe.
And this is exactly the situation FaZe had his mind when they brought him into this team, was to win these
Simple
moments.
versus Shuei. Oh. Short. Nice read.
Go silent as Simple looks towards the apartments, but Shuei
nice position.
Closer
Simple
through short. Simple backs up in the site.
Quick scope.
1v1, missed shot, got the cover. Goes back out into the open again, Simple.
Yun, nakita yung balikat.
Dancing around the boxes, Shuei
Ayun.
in the open.
Wow.
Simple's got the shot. Never
Simple
a doubt,
pa
really.
rin.
And that's why FaZe have got him in the squad.
So calm, so composed, and you can
Good,
see him
good,
just
good.
hunting Shuei down.
Good.
Quick first shot misses, but after that, it's just a game, a chess match of how you position and dance around the boxes you're afforded. And Simple's just so ready to outposition Shuei on that final peak. Admirable defense put up from Naf. He did everything. But right at the end, swings out into the open. Prime shot for Simple, and a beautiful clutch.
Nice, Alexander.
Tell you what, Ultimate's up on the other side, hasn't been able to get going on the CT side. I don't know if I've seen him have a good look just yet.
Well, that round, it catalyzed a comeback here for FaZe. It has to.
Well, this is the round. Look at the buy from Team Liquid. Weapons look great. Everything behind the weapons look horrible. Minute and 20 seconds. You've got 3 smokes of flashbang to work with. Some nades are going to be stockpiled.
No early casualties. Under a minute left and still 10 players alive on the server in round 20. Smoke starting to fade away at top mid, and we'll see FaZe move into position now with flashes thrown out to take brackets.
Arch. Check arch.
There's Shuei in the arches. Realizes that smoke.
Oh my God!
So he steps into the open. It's a double from Shuei. Great step up from the Liquid leader. And now with 25 seconds left, the bomb is making its play towards the B bomb site, and there's still 2 CTs here.
Yeah, Liquid know exactly what's coming. That's the most obvious B split setup ever. Simple trades it off, but you don't expect Nerds. Free kill. Even though he missed the initial tap.
Hey, half price.
Yeah. We're fine. Skulls, last left in a 1v3, but he's got no time for this. 12-8 is the scoreline. Team Liquid, 4 opportunities to close out this series. Deliver a loss to FaZe to start IEM Dallas. Take to victory for yourself.
2-0 pala dapat. Ay, nakuha. We lost.
It's a great move from Shuei. Realizes that smoke is dropped to cover off the library, which would still allow a peek out of the arches. Gets a move on.
The missed first bullet. It got me. It made me chuckle.
Yeah, it definitely looked free.
Well, speaking of looking free, you've got a final round to win the series. You have a full buy going up against a Galil, 3 Tech 9s and a P250. So not quite free, but about as free as you can get to win a series.
2-0 Liquid pala dapat. Yo. Alay, wala naman. 13-10 ulit. Line up po.
Three-man defensive setup here for Liquid as the execute rains on him for
Nice
FaZe. It's
bulag.
Kerrigan charging forward, and that Tech 9 erupts to the head of Shuey. No multi-kill for him this time. Instead, it's the Canadians combining for 3 kills. We've got Simple and Elise trying to fight forward for FaZe. As that plant is coming in. Once again,
It's a
Simple
strong,
could be involved in prolonging play here for FaZe.
it's a strong duo in a clutch. I'm not going to lie to you. Simple and Elige, those are big names going up against you. You got Twist, Ultimate, and Nerds to try and break in through this, and Twist going to wrap around through brackets.
And it would be a big time for Elise to step up, as always been quiet so far throughout this series. He's going to wait in the pit. He's got the better weapon. Simple's in the sight. They're letting Twist move up. Take space, it's short. Dead from the pit. Elige with that first kill. Simple in the sight. It's all on Simple again, and he drops into the smoke. Time's the problem here for Liquid.
Nice.
There's not enough of it. And Simple hunts down that final kill.
Okay, guys, I have yellow call now. You guys ready?
Oh, go back
I'm
to Kerrigan.
ready.
Go back to Kerrigan. Go back to Kerrigan. Oh.
We can't listen to the call, Jason. We just have to wait at the edge of our seats.
I wanted to know. He sounded so hyped up about that call. Back-to-back post plants for Simple, and he delivers in both of them. Fantastic work. Shuey gets beat on the off angle with a flashbang, so Twist has got to pick up the pieces, disjoints the defense. Makes it that much less effective. 12-9, and Team Liquid play conservative with the money. No games, just a full-blown save. Give yourself the best buy in the next round to win.
Oh my
God, damage done as well.
Oh, he got hungry. He heard that dink come out from the USP. Swung hard for that kill. Can't really blame him. But after the initial kill, it goes the other direction for the moment.
Not like this. Oh, there we go. 5-7 finally put in the ground. FaZe always making it scary. But they get into the site, and I guess the call was hit the B-bomb site.
Yeah, nice rush to the B-bomb site.
Have a great call. Revolutionary. Maybe it's for a later round.
It was for vibes. It's a nice joke to throw into a tense situation.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got a great call, guys. We're going to rush B.
What do you got, Kerrigan? What are you cooking?
Everyone perks up.
Rush B.
Okay, this round going to be a little bit faster. I heard something about Insta. I heard the word fast.
Line up fast.
Here we go, 12-10. Liquid back into the buy after saving with just pistols. AWP in the hands of Ultimate, but has been quiet. Hasn't had a whole lot of rounds. Hasn't had a whole lot of kills with the AWP that have changed the nature of the game. Hasn't quite had to yet. And no AWP for Simple on the T side. AK in hand with 21 kills.
Kung matalo nila yung Liquid dito ngayon, walang pera.
So they throw that smoke halfway up banana.
Pero lost bonus na rin yan eh.
Some utility to follow in behind it. Ultimate was peeking down middle, but retreats just as the peek came in from Elige. And the FaZe 2 rounds in a row required for overtime.
Nahuli ako. Los bonus.
So very quick execute here. Coming in towards the A site, Elige erupts through top middle. Napped down after one, Elige is starting to light up the scoreboard now.
Oh my god.
And they're into the site. Twist retreating into the bomb site itself. All of his teammates are gone.
Bomb shot all the way back at T-spawn, so that might get a little bit weird. This round still has a lot to play out. Twist hiding inside the site. Here's the footsteps at the entrance. That's Simple. But this is taking his gaze away from Elige.
Go B.
But he gets the conversion.
Go B. Oh my god, why you go A?
Stays alive inside of the site.
Oh my
god.
Knife out pa, oh my god!
Close it out. Liquid let out a roar as they take their opening win here at the Intel Extreme Masters Dallas 2025. This story was all about the return of Simple, but it did not get off to the start that they were hoping for.
Not good, pero
I think too, like this is a beautiful look Liquid with Shuhei now that they've actually got some time with him putting things together, and you can have a lot more confidence down the stretch in this Liquid.
Mukha lang pang highlights. Yung stats niya.
Yeah, speaking of Liquid, not a rain in sight except for on the parade of FaZe. That's right, we looked at a Simple coming in here into the server after some X amount of days absentee. Now we see that spoiled return to the server, brought to you in part by Nath and company. Even you look over there at Liquid, they held on, and they held on strong, Josh.
Yeah, you look at them and, you know, on paper, you're
Simple
thinking,
pa more.
which way is this going to go? You see the return of Simple. You see him coming into a FaZe clan that's
Return
kind of
of
been bleeding
Simple
out
pa
for a while,
more.
but Liquid hasn't been looking too hot lately, so you never really
FaZe clan
know.
pa rin.
You're just like hoping for an exciting match. And I think we saw some good moments there from both teams, and we got to see, especially towards the end of the game there on Inferno, we got to see Simple coming back and forth and winning some clutches.
Oh, absolutely. Simple was in the server today, which was exciting. Everyone tuning in from around the world to watch what Mr. Kosalev would do in the game. And how did that go for you? How did you perceive this return?
We saw some moments.
Good.
There's some moments. We got to see him get the op out on then Inferno. He
Aye.
opened up a couple of rounds with it. We got to see him closing out some rounds, starting with Ancient first round, pistol round, 2 versus 3 with Skulls to open up the game. So we got to see glimpses of his former self. Obviously, with everything else going on with the side of FaZe, kind of having issues, struggles, collecting rounds together, having some tilt moments. It wasn't the prettiest of sights, but I mean,
Pag natalo sila bukas, wala na tayong watch party.
You know, dare I say even that, you know, Elise used to wear a Liquid jersey. I don't know if you remember any of that either, but
yeah, I mean, Simple and Liege both were on Liquid jerseys together at one point.
a lot of familiar
2016.
A lot of familiar faces in the server today, Josh. You think some of that played into the mind games of this? I know it's been a while for some of them. They haven't been in the server for a while, but some of them former teammates and friends or whatever.
Look, when you've been playing in the scene for whatever, like 5 years, 10 years, everyone kind of knows everyone at that point, especially if you play against each other so often. Being on the same team for 3 months 10 years ago, is that really going to change anything? Probably not. There's not a mind game. They're just gaming.
Yeah, they're just
gaming.
They're having a good time.
Yeah,
Josh, that's what we're
around.
here to do, which is why we're going to talk about round number 9. You can have fun over on Banana.
Okay.
Perhaps if your trades go your way, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, when we look at this map, I was kind of alluding to it at the beginning of the game as well. Just like that Banana, it's so difficult to maintain the control on Banana, the CT sides. It feels like you get caught out so often by this stuff. So when I look at Liquid, where they start getting the rounds together, it's basically doing some of these, just basically this is a, let's go back to Banana, catch a Liege, jiggling with his nade out. They get into the site for free, basically, and then they're able to play out this, the post plant, bombs planted, 3 versus 3. Once they win that fight there against Kerrigan, okay, boom. What do they do the next round? All right, you know what? Let's just do Banana control, default. They're not going to really do anything to us, and let's pop into B. And it's a 3-man Banana. They're trying to go and retake Banana. That's what FaZe's plan was. Hey, they're going to take Banana
natin to.
because we're basically playing with 2 stand-ins. So let's just retake Banana control after they take it.
See you bukas, guys. Thank you.
Sorry, Liquid just walk in. They get to the top. They get to the car. They throw a couple simple flashes, run in, and they